Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire.
The Riverside.
Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
It's Friday!
Yeah!
What is up?
Woo!
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. It's Greg Holla. It's Jeff Gorham. I am simply Pep Fernandez. We have got a big show on this Friday, Jeff. I don't want to bury the lead. I'm going to get right to it.
All right.
Coming up, I believe at 4:30, it's going to be the head football coach from the University of Hawaii. And he's going to talk about his Inland Empire guys playing out there for the Warriors, recruiting here in the IE. We got lots of guys from the IE that play college football for the University of Hawaii. Don't get me wrong. They play in the Mountain West. So we've got guys from the IE at San Diego State, Boise State. We got them all over the place. Something about Hawaii, though. They love to go to paradise and just ball out there playing football.
And they're all skilled position guys. So that tells you right now, if you want to score a lot of points, you better come to the IE.
You go straight to the 951, straight to the 909, and that's where you find your running backs, your quarterbacks, your receivers. Find all the good stuff. They know. Come on, listen. Is there talent in Hawaii? Yeah, they got Marcus Mariota. They got the Alabama quarterback we're going to talk about actually later in the show. But come on. You got to come to the IE. That's where it's at. We love Hawaii. It's a beautiful place. The beaches are wonderful. You get great deals on the little shops in Waikiki. All the stuff. What's the stuff that they make it from the root?
Poi.
Poi. That's
they
you
have
eat it with
poi.
your hands, like you take your fingers and just scoop it up.
Yes. They have poi. They have
spam.
Spam. You know what spam is? I've said it before.
Humans.
It's people. Spam is made from people. It's salty and delicious, and I will eat it on my rice because I love the taste of people.
They got lots of great stuff out there. They even got some good football. But if you want really good football, you come to the IE.
You're darn right. And that's what, I mean, you look at, he's got two of the great running backs from the IE.
Miles Reed, Freddie Holly.
Thunder,
we're going to ask him about those.
A little thunder and lightning.
Oh, they're going to coexist back there like a storm rumbling through the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, you know, and he's going to go back to that run and gun offense.
To score a lot of points.
It's going to be fun to watch. And, you know, with the guys from the IE, we've got two quarterbacks. We've got a receiver from the IE. We've got two running backs.
Actually, you know what? I think one of the quarterbacks, he's not on the roster.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Greeley.
He's not.
Greeley's not on the roster.
Is his brother.
His brother is.
As a receiver?
Yes.
Maybe he's just maybe he's playing volleyball. You remember he was a great volleyball player.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Coach Rolovich.
Yeah.
So Nick Rolovich is going to join us a little over an hour here on the Inland Sports Show. Kind of breaking news, though, out of UC Riverside, the men's basketball team. You know, we had Coach David Patrick, Crocodile DP, live in studio. We love that guy. We knew Justin Bell was coming back as the associate head coach, and we couldn't be more thrilled about that. But they added a couple more assistant coaches, just minutes ago, right? This is breaking news.
Breaking news. It looks like the staff of UC Riverside has been filled. Mike Magpayo from the University of San Francisco, where he was the DOBO, the director of basketball operations, also came over from the University of Columbia. He's a local guy out of Hacienda Heights, so kind of coming back to the Southern California region, and been a friend with Coach Patrick. And then they added Liam Simmons. He is a lead recruiter. He comes from, well, it looks like he came from Southwest Baptist University, where he was the associate head coach and was vital in recruiting. He also played at San Diego Christian. Maybe our guy, Timmy Cook, knows him.
He might.
Yeah, so he played there from 2003 to 2006, and he is a native of Australia, so maybe that was his tie.
Down under. Down in Oz.
We got all these Aussie guys. Maybe he was the key.
My big question, though, for these coaches, I know they know the X's and O's. They're going to draw up plays. They're going to run drills.
I know the question you're going to ask.
But what do we really want to know?
Do they know the Stones, my friend?
I don't know if they know the Stones yet. There they are. When the horns come in, it gets real. Like, it really, boom, it hits you when the horns come in.
We're going to have these guys in studio to mess with them as well.
Did the Stones already play that concert down at the beach, Huntington Beach?
I don't believe so. They're going to do that concert.
Is it still coming up?
It's coming up. I'll have to look that up during the break.
You know what? I think it might be next week.
What?
The Stones might be down here in Southern California right now.
And then the Stones go out on tour on their own. and they headline themselves, and they will be out
Where do
all
they
summer.
play? Like, really, where do they play?
Anywhere the hell they want, Pep. Anybody if you don't know anything about the Stones,
The Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
you got to look up a video on YouTube. Just type in YouTube and type in the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and there's a guy that just dances nonstop.
Does he play an instrument?
No.
Does he sing at all?
No, he just dances. But he's the road manager, but he's been with the band forever, but he's probably the best part of the entire gig.
So he just dances around on stage while other people sing and perform.
Phenomenal dancer. Great.
Play instruments.
Yeah, he just dances, got some good moves. Kind of the 80s moves.
Would you be that guy? Like, if our show was the Stones,
No, hell
would you
no.
be the dancing guy?
No, I
Who'd be the dancing guy on our show?
The Bradford and Jandro. Boy, we'd have a duo of dancing guys. It'd be Bradford.
We'll double up.
Yeah, it'd be Mason and Bradford would be over there dancing in the corner while Cullen and Kono are
Doing the real work.
You know, Cullen would be the drum guy because he is a professional drummer. You know that.
Oh, that's right. Cullen does drum.
He is a
Yeah, you're right.
professional
You're right. Yeah.
And Kono's a rock guy from 96 KCal, right?
Yeah, he rocks out.
So he's the guitar guy, and I play a little tambourine and sing. You're Dave Matthews of the band. You're out there strumming. Yeah, but you'll have an acoustic guitar, and
I don't know how to play any instruments.
you'll put a
I
pick
gotta be
behind
honest.
you'll put a pick behind your ear.
I'll play the banjo.
The banjo would be cool,
Dun, 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 dun.
or the uke. See, I'd like to play the ukulele.
The ukulele.
Yeah, just because it would look like a very tiny instrument with me.
We bought my daughter an ukulele. She was
You
going to
did?
try to teach herself.
My
yeah.
son has one too.
Ukulele?
You know what that means?
What?
It means that when they get married, they can play the
This is my
ukulele.
youngest daughter, though.
How old's your youngest daughter?
8.
That's okay. Then, my son's 11, almost 12. That's not a big difference.
Yeah, I guess not.
What's the difference between you and your wife?
We are 3 years.
Yeah, I got you all beat.
3.5.
34 years for mine.
34?
No, 11. You're like, wow, you're really old. You got
Yeah,
married.
good for you.
Yeah, good for me. Yeah, it's 11 years younger, the old Smitty Smith.
You're like 80 years old.
Yeah.
No, Carla right now, she's like, what am I, 50?
yeah, she's not even, she's still in her early 30s. God, I'm a lucky guy.
What is she seeing you?
You know what? The cobalt,
No, I don't know.
the cobalt blue eyes. I was much thinner 7 years ago. I was thin. I maybe had a six pack. Well, maybe a one pack, but it was still a good size flat one pack. No six, just one.
Is she from Riverside?
No.
Where's she from?
She's from the area of LeBron James. She's from Columbus, Ohio.
Originally?
Yes.
When did she move out here?
She migrated out here, like the birds.
Yes.
I don't know when she was little, I guess. I don't know how old. I mean, that's too much. That means I would have to know more about her than
Okay,
you think.
Jeff, I'm going to quit beating around the bush. I'm just going to get straight to the point. Did she know about the legend of Jeff Gorham before you walked up for the very first time and said, hello, I'm Jeff Gorham? Did she say, Jeff Gorham, the basketball star?
No, she thought, no. I wooed her from afar. We worked together, so I saw her every morning, and I would say hi to her, hello, and she would wear these really nice big wedges. Very, very sultry woman. Sultry. Very sultry. So I would walk by, hey, how you doing, Smetty Smed? She'd go, hi there. And then I professed my love to her. I walked up to her, and I had waited a long time. And I said, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I'm like George from Seinfeld. I said, I'm 39 years old. I'm bald. I have a son, and I live with my parents. I love you. And she went, oh, that's really nice of you, Gabe. And I went, whoa!
She called you Gabe.
Gabe!
She didn't even know your name.
No, she thought my name was Gabe, and it was like, wow, thanks for the shot. So I professed my love to her, but she had a boyfriend. A long-time boyfriend. Years and years and years and
So
years
she
and
said,
years.
Gabe, we can't do this right now.
We can't do this right now. I'm flattered. And I was thinking,
Seems like a nice guy, Gabe.
I was thinking maybe I'm going to get in trouble. So I did this in front of our high school principal.
That sounds like a good idea.
And she laughed at me. And then about 2 weeks later, she came up to me and walked around the corner of the gym. Our eyes met and locked. And she said, hey,
Gabe.
I said, well, my name's Jeff. And she goes, do you still want to go out? I said, you're damn right I do. And then my buddy who was with me goes, did she really just kind of ask you out? And I said, I believe she did. And he was like, what the hell does she see in you? So The big part of the whole moral of this
The
is
whole thing.
We end up, we get engaged, and our first date, she told me, she goes, I can't go out with anybody that's over 40. So she goes, hey, how old are you? And I got 39.
Perfect. You just made it in there.
No, I was really 40. I lied to her. So I said, I said, I'm.
Thundercats. Oh.
I said, I'm 39. She goes, oh, that's really nice. So then when we were getting in our, what is that thing, the wedding where the girls get together and they have a party? Shower.
Yeah.
The shower. They said, well, how old?
Shower.
They go, what's your future husband's birthday? And she said, December 2nd, 1971. And my mom was there, and she went,
That's not right.
her eyebrows raised up.
I'm pretty sure Gabe was born in...
Gabe was born in 1970, not 71. That makes him 40. And I remember thinking, she texted me, and she goes, you're 40? And I went, hey, you said you wouldn't go out with anybody who's 39. Or wouldn't go out with anybody who's 40. So I just slipped it under. But you
got in there.
So she's been happily married to Gabe for quite a while now. Oh, that's so bad.
Holy smokes.
I knew you were going to go Gabe. I knew it.
Oh, yeah, we love Gabe. Gabe Gorham.
Gabe
Double
Gorham.
G!
Yeah, whatever.
All right, it was a big night of sports. We got another big night of local sports coming up tonight. But last night, the Ontario Reign, they skated their butts off. They made it close. They tied the game at the end of regulation against the Texas Stars in the first round of the Calder Cup playoffs, game 1. They tied it up in the final minute of regulation, only to lose it in overtime. 4-3 the final
Come
score.
on.
Oh, it broke my heart. I couldn't sleep last night. Just wanted to sit there with a bucket of ice cream and just eat it, not sleep.
Eat a bucket of ice cream.
Yeah, game 2's tonight, though.
Have you ever sat down and ate a bucket of ice cream? Like a whole, or do you get like, if you eat at Ben & Jerry's, you like Ben & Jerry's?
Yeah.
Or Haagen-Dazs, that
Yeah,
pint?
yeah.
Can you eat a whole pint in one sitting?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, I could.
Wow, you do have a sweet tooth.
In college, we had, like when you live on campus, there's only a couple like places that's open on campus. You have to go get like your snacks.
Yeah.
So there was this place. It was called the Cupboard, and we'd go down to the Cupboard, and I'd get like nachos, like the real nacho cheese sauce, and a Ben & Jerry's little pint, like the.
Please don't tell me you poured it on your Ben & Jerry's.
No. But that was like the late night. Like I've been studying all day long. I'm gonna get an A on my test. I need something to get my mind off media law right now. I go get Ben & Jerry's. I forget what the flavor was. It was like New York chocolate something, and then the nachos.
So you went to Humboldt, right?
That's right.
420, baby! Yay! Oh, no, but you sit down and eat a whole thing. A whole thing ice cream.
You say a whole thing. Jeff, it was just like a little pint. I mean,
that's a lot of ice cream.
No, it's not really.
Of all of my friends, you eat more candy than anyone I've ever met.
That's no, that's a lie.
No, it's not. No, it's not. What do you got in your bag right now?
Nothing.
You always have
I got
snacks.
some cookies right there, but don't count the cookies.
You always have snacks.
Don't count the cookies.
I've never seen a person eat more snacks than you.
I am not the snack guy.
You are. I, as fit as I am and overweight, I don't understand. I don't eat that much like crap. I just don't.
I don't either.
But you do.
Are those your chips?
Yeah, but they're sitting. but they haven't been opened. But see, if you look at them long enough, you go, "Oh yeah, I can taste that." They're the Lay's.
You're like, Lay's. It's just potatoes and salt.
Yeah, and I love the salt. You can picture salt in your mind. You know that, right?
You can picture salt in your mind.
You can't do that. Like if you think about like a lemon. If you think about a lemon, you think about salt on your tongue. Can't you gleek? Do you know what gleeking is?
I do. I can't do it though.
You
but
can't,
I know.
Okay, watch. If you think about salt,
look that way then.
I can gleek. Wait, maybe my ducts are clogged up.
Yeah, your ducts are clogged up.
But I'm.
Housekeeping's gonna get upset.
Gleek.
Yeah,
I can gleek.
Housekeeping's gonna come in here.
You didn't get that on video of you, did you?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're on camera right now on the Inland Sports Channel.
Gleeking. See, but I can visualize that potato chip in my mouth.
And that's good enough for you?
That's good enough for me. That really is.
You got another bag of, what is that down there?
Those are my Hall's Mentholyptus Soothing Action.
It says it's a cough drop bag, but you probably have candy on the inside. So you're like, it's just cough drops.
I have one just sitting there. It's just sitting there, and I'm looking at this through osmosis. It's working right now, even though it's not in my mouth. And so, yeah.
Through osmosis. If you stare at it long enough, your cough will go away.
It does.
How did the onions work last night on your feet to take your cough away?
I didn't. I did put Vicso on my chest.
And it worked.
It worked wonderful.
You're not even coughing today.
Nah, but then I got in the shower and I had so much snot in my nose, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. My wife's like, hey,
gotta get it out.
She said, Gabe, will you stop blowing your nose? Stop blowing your nose in the shower. Yeah, but I feel pretty good today. The death is over. I've overcome death, and I'm feeling good for the weekend.
Let's run through these Inland Sports headlines as we wrap up this first segment. The Halos lost again to the Red Sox, 8-2, 3-game sweep for Boston. Oh, it was ugly. So we're going to talk more about the Halos later in the show. Ohtani went 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts as the DH for the Halos. The Dodgers will take on the Nationals tonight. It's Max Scherzer going up against Clayton Kershaw. They both have an ERA under 2.
The Australian Shepherd versus Kershaw.
Yeah, 2 colored eyes on Max Scherzer.
Creepy looking.
Yeah, it's going to be a great pitching matchup, though. Could be a 1-zip, 2-1 kind of game out there at Chavez Ravine. Will Myers of the San Diego Padres had a home run last night as Lake Elsinore scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th, and they beat the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 5-4 right here on Fox Sports IE. I ate a second pint of ice cream for old Skoggy Skog. First, it was the rain because they played it in the Central Time Zone. So I ate a whole pint of ice cream, and I felt really bad. And then I saw Quakes lost against the Storm, and I busted out a second pint to wash all those sorrows away.
Scogginator was really down. He probably didn't sleep at all.
Skog Dog felt really bad.
Yeah.
They're back at it tonight out there at Lone Mart Field. Cal Baptist, they lost to the #1 team in the nation, Azusa Pacific, 17-4.
Hey, that sounded like an Angels score.
Oh, yeah, the Halos and the Lancers going parallel the last couple nights. But you know what? They play again today, 5 o'clock. They're going to bounce back. We'll have live updates in our final hour. And UC Riverside back on the field at the Plex. The Highlanders taking on San Jose State on the baseball diamond tonight. It's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself. Spoil your car. Keep your car going strong out there all across the Inland Empire. But only if you take it to Spoiled, quick quality oil change. Ken Sporting Goods, for the last 40 years plus in the Inland Empire, they have been taking care of all of your sporting gear needs. They've got Letterman's jackets. They do team sales, screen printing.
Do it all
your sports supplies. There's only one place. That's Ken's Sporting Goods. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's not just going to a practice or training session. It's a lifestyle if you want to be that top athlete, youth, high school, college, pro. They all go to Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Twitter. Check out that strength and speed class that they offer. The first one's always free if you yell, Big Jeezy.
That'll get you in.
And they'll say, hey, you mean Gabe Gorham? If you say Gabe Gorham at the door, you get twice off. You get like 50% off. It's a huge deal.
That's really huge.
And what up, Gabe? And Catalana Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. This week's special, a 2017 GMC Yukon. It's got leather. It's got the tow package, the backup camera. It's still there unless Gabe went down there and bought it last night.
No, I didn't.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know.
You said you wanted it. I worked out a great deal for you. If you don't hurry down there, it's going to be gone.
Too.
You know what? Jeff will not buy it, but Gabe will.
Gabe would do it in a heartbeat.
Gabe wants to roll deep like a real OG.
Man, I'm telling you, Gabe is just he's just no nonsense guy. Snaps right to it.
Is that kind of like your alter ego?
Gabe. Gabe has great hair. He's thin, and he's got a lot of attitude.
He takes a lot of risks. He drives a GMC Yukon.
Oh man, I do. I want that so bad. We were talking about it again last night.
Better hurry.
Man.
It's this week's special. It won't be around next week.
I know.
I can tell you that.
I got to figure it out really quick here.
When we come back on the Inland Sports Show, NBA playoff time. Oh, man. Here come those 76ers. Here come those Pelicans.
Pelicans? Don't they catch fish in their beaks?
They do.
That's just silly.
They scare me. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what you all think I'm gonna do, which is just flip out!
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So, Gabe.
Yes.
So,
yes, Pep.
Here's the deal. So you say I'm the snack guy, and I eat all the, the chocolate and the cookies, and I got candy bars.
Yes.
I'm eating a sandwich over here. Guess what's on my sandwich?
It's not a sandwich if there's no meat.
It's cheese, sprouts, cucumber, lettuce, guac, on a nice
onion. French
roll.
Okay, but what other kind of
delicious?
What other kind of sandwiches do they have in there?
That's it.
Okay, then.
I didn't have any options. I am turning over a new leaf. I might have been jerky fast food Pep. I am now clean eating, polite, nice guy Pep.
Polite.
Yep, I'm the nice guy on the show.
Herbivore.
Hey, you darn herbivore.
Like
Greg's an herbivore.
Never hurts anybody.
I'm nothing you eat hurts anybody. Hey, I have a friend of mine that she's a Seventh-day Adventist. You know, and Adventists don't believe in eating anything with a face.
With a face?
Anything with a face. So they just eat like grains and dirt and lettuce. That's about it.
Cucumbers don't have faces.
No, that's
watermelon.
Fine. Yeah, but
tomatoes.
See, I like to eat a lot of things with faces. If there's a goldfish, like I said, if I see a goldfish, like my son has goldfish.
You want some butter?
I would take a toothpick from my kitchen. And then as it swims around, I do a little spear fishing with my toothpick.
Like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, you'd spear that fish.
Spear that fish, dunk it in a little bit of butter, and eat it. You're darn right, man. And
just don't look at the face.
No, as long as it doesn't have a face, yeah. But no, I'll eat anything. But seriously, it's a sandwich.
Pretty good.
Yeah, but how healthy is it? It's covered in carbs.
No. It's just a little piece of bread. It's got lots of sprouts, lots of veggies.
It's not a little piece of bread. That's more bread than anything.
No, it's mostly veggies.
Yeah, I'm dieting. I'm eating all these carbs surrounded by
It's like a big salad
sprouts.
on a little piece of bread.
A little piece of nothing.
So I'm not going to eat till very late tonight. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to power up on a veggie sandwich because I am a new herbivore.
What do you got to do tonight that's so important?
Lots of important things.
I'm getting that guy.
You think Batman tells all his superhero plans all the time?
Yeah, he does. He's in charge of the Justice League with Superman.
Listen, I saw the pep signal go high up into the air here in the Inland Empire. I'm being called out tonight.
What does the pep signal look like?
It's a big veggie sandwich.
It's just a big
candy bar.
It's a big microphone. It's just a real small signal. What is that little dot in the sky? Well, that's got to be Peps. He's a little guy. It's a small thing.
The IE needs me. I'm called into action. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, anytime you see the
pep signal.
The pep signal.
If you look high atop the sky on a Friday night and you see that pep signal,
that means there's a water polo match.
There's a big game going down tonight. All right, to the NBA playoffs, the Warriors continue to run through San Antonio. 110-97 last night in Game 3. They are up 3-0. You know, on a serious note, Greg Popovich was not on the bench for San Antonio, still mourning the death of his wife, which just happened this week. Jeff, if you're San Antonio, it's time to just fold it up and look ahead to next season and deal with Kawhi Leonard.
Yes, say thank you to Pau Gasol. You say thank you to Ginobili.
They're old.
Yeah, and Tony Parker. You say goodbye to those guys.
Yeah. It's time.
You know, I was thinking driving in today. You know, I was a long-time coach for a long time, and I was thinking about old Popovich. I got out of coaching for one reason. Two reasons.
Two?
Yeah, first thing was to hang out with Pep Fernandez.
One.
And the second thing was I have 3 little boys at home, and I was missing a lot of time, being in their lives and my wife's lives. And I said, hey, I think I'm going to step down. Pop loses his wife. Why would you? I mean, he's an older guy. He's been so successful. He's made more money than he can spend. He's got grandbabies. He's got children. Just quit. Just hang it up there, Pop. Walk away. Walk away. Move back to Pomona. Hang out. Just enjoy life, man, because you never know when people are going to leave you. And honestly, I was thinking about him today, and I prayed about him last night. Yeah, I prayed about him. And I said, man, just Pop, give it up, man. Spend time with your family. Let the Spurs go off in their own direction. You did a great job.
I think, you know what? That'd be pretty admirable. I would respect him if he chose to do that. But sometimes, you know what, Jeff? If you're mourning, if you go through a tragedy like that, like losing your spouse, which I can't even fathom.
No.
You know what? Maybe he wants to just get away and dive right back into basketball so he can not think about what's going on off the court. I don't know.
True.
Some people would do that.
Yeah.
But if he completely just walked away and said, you know what?
I'm done.
I've
old.
done a lot. I've made a lot of money. I'm going to enjoy my family at this point.
Yeah, go take your grandkids to the park.
Yeah.
Push them on the swings.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's cool. Okay, that was my diatribe there.
New Orleans. Wow, maybe the surprise of the NBA playoffs. They beat Portland again last night, 119-102. So the Pelicans are up 3-0 on the number 3 seed Portland Trailblazers. I am surprised, Jeff. Like, of all the series, this one stuns me.
Do you know why?
The brow?
J-Rue Holiday.
And also Nikola Mirotic.
Mirotic.
That's what I said.
30 and 8. Pretty awesome. Awesome.
He's a Chicago Bulls guy.
Yes, he is.
In fact, I saw Bulls. I have a friend who's a Bulls fan, and he was going through the New Orleans roster, and he's like, former Bull. Anthony Davis from Chicago will be a Bull.
Yeah. But the Pelicans are really, really good. And like you said, I think they're the surprise for me as well. The Blazers are a two-trick pony. They've got 2 guys that can play, and that's about it. But the Pelicans look like they're going to move on.
So if it worked out, the Western Conference, if it works out the way it looks like it's going to work out, it would be, let's see, the top seed's Houston. They would play the number 4, which I believe would be Utah or OKC. That one's too hard to call, I think, at this point. I'm gonna leave that one alone for the moment because that one's gonna be tough.
I want Utah, though. That whole Donovan Mitchell story is great going against those big 3. Against the big 3.
Yeah. The no-name Jazz against the big-name Oklahoma City Thunder. But the other series would be Houston against New Orleans. That could be exciting.
I'm with you. I'm starting to think New Orleans or Houston is pretty darn good. I don't think
I talked myself into them.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm starting to. I don't want to waver because the Warriors, they're my second favorite team. But man, they're so darn good at times. They score so many points. And even when James Harden goes 1 for 9 in the first half, puts up 9 points, other guys are picking up. I mean, Capella, he's an incredible athlete, man. Runs the floor 7 feet long, can't shoot outside 5 feet. But he's DeAndre Jordan with a little better free throw shooter.
Yeah. So it's going to be, if you look ahead, JaVale McGee, I guess, of Golden State.
And I kind of like him. He's one
not
of those guys,
bad. JaVale McGee would match up on Capella.
He is one goofy SOB. Have you ever – I mean, he's a goofy guy.
He was kind of wacky in Washington, right? He was with the Wizards before he came over to Golden State.
He was with Denver, I believe, as well.
Oh, I think you're right. He was with Denver.
And remember, his mom was one of the greatest basketball players to ever play at USC. She was a phenomenal player. And, raised him, but he's got a few nuts loose up there.
Yeah,
but
he's a little wacky.
I think that's a good matchup, though. I'd love to see Capella and McGee go at it. I think that could be the key to that series if they get there. And then you have the big fella. What's his name? The guy with the giant supraorbital ridge. The guy,
Pachulia?
Pachulia. Did you see Jaja what he did to Steph Curry?
Wasn't he flicking him or messing with him like a big brother?
He tried to put his arm around him, and Steph Curry, I thought, was going to punch him out in the middle of the huddle.
I thought he tried to give him a wet willy or flick his ears.
He did something.
He was messing with him like a big brother kind of a move.
Yeah, it looked like I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to get waved.
You don't mess with the golden child.
Oh, you
Steph
don't mess
Curry.
with Curry. They're going to cut him right there. I thought he was going to say, go to your room, young man.
You're out of here.
Turn your gear in.
We will go get Andrew Bogut right now.
Yes.
Over in the East, Joel Embiid is back. He's awesome. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Philly beat Miami last night, 128-108. Listen, Embiid's back. They're gonna blast through Miami. Again, Jeff, I have them in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm more of a believer now than I was yesterday. Ben Simmons, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. They're young. You know, there's that saying, like, they're so naive. They've never been there before. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know the magnitude of the situation. They're young, but they're talented. They're good.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you there. Embiid really does change the whole scope of that series, changes almost the whole scope of the Eastern Conference. He looked like the Black Panther, though. Did you see him?
Yeah, he kind of did, huh?
I want that mask. I'm going to wear it in here.
Yeah, because usually
break my nose, Pep.
Usually the facial masks are, like, clear, right? Like,
yes.
But no, his,
It was like a black mat. I want you to seriously break my nose. I'm going to punch me in the break. I'm going to mask.
I'm going to punch you right now.
Do it.
And tonight in the NBA playoffs, we've got the Cavaliers taking on Indiana. That series is tied at 1. Hold on, LeBron James. Raptors against the Wizards. Come on, Toronto's got this. They're already up 2-0. And Boston, I'm kind of surprised at this one as well. They're leading Milwaukee in their series 2-0. Game 3's tonight. I thought Milwaukee with a shorthanded Boston team might put up a fight. Nah, Boston is that well coached. They're kind of like Philadelphia. The unit they have out there, pretty young, but they're really good.
And they
even without Hayward and Irving.
And you can always tell teams that are really well coached because you look at the skill level of the Bucks, but then you look at the guys at Boston and you go, who are these guys? They're well coached. They're scouted. They scout well, and they've really taken away all of the Bucks. Really, their big assets. Their weapons. They've taken them away, and the Celtics, I think, are pretty good. They're going to be great, I think, in the next couple of years when all those guys are back.
Do you remember when I became an herbivore?
Yes.
It was like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago.
Are you done with it?
It's over. I'm throwing away the sandwich right now. I just threw it in the trash. It's over. I got tired of it. I couldn't even finish it. But I do like sprouts, and I do like cucumbers a lot.
Yeah, but they're not. They're
guac.
They're only good on salads.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried. It wasn't too bad, but I'm done. Those days are over.
Good. I'm tired of that guy.
10 minutes and it's gone.
I want meat-eating Pet back.
When we come back on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to talk about some of those games from the NFL schedule. Because remember, the schedule for the NFL came out towards the end of our show. We touched on the Rams and the Chargers a little bit. But there's a lot of big games on the slate coming up this year. We're going to highlight some of the major NFL games when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. You know, there's some huge games on the NFL schedule for this upcoming fall. We touched on the Rams and the Chargers and the Raiders. That one goes out to Hub City, Colton out there, holding it down in San Bernardino County. But there's some other big games.
Colton, we got you.
Oh, we got Colton. We hold it down for Colton. We didn't talk about the game that's going to kick everything off because, you know, the NFL season starts with a Thursday night game. Big Thursday night game. It's always like a titanic matchup of superpowers.
The Browns and the Miami Dolphins.
Almost.
Oh.
It's a little bit better than that. No. September 6th, the NFL season will start with the Super Bowl champion Eagles hosting Atlanta in a rematch of a playoff game that the Eagles barely won. Wasn't it like 15-10? It was a wacky score. It was low scoring, a lot of defense, and it was wacky.
Wild, wacky.
You excited about that one, or no? Or do you want the Browns and the Dolphins?
No, I don't want. I want Browns, Dolphins, but all I care about are my Rams. That's all I care about.
What do you call a group of Rams?
Mob.
A
big mob.
Big mob of Rams.
I love the mob when they play. When are they? Are they playing the Raiders? Pretty Raiders.
Rams at Raiders. So remember that first weekend of NFL, that Monday Night Football game. There's a doubleheader. They double dip on that first Monday night, and the Rams and Raiders will be the second game of the old double dip in the NFL.
I'll tell you what. Did you look over the schedule of
every single game?
Did you see Monday Night Football? Man, I think the NFL hates ESPN. Hates them.
But you know what? There's some good Thursday night games.
But you know what? Thursday night games. You know what channel they're on?
Fox.
Yes.
Our brothers over at Fox.
There you go. If you looked down the schedule, the Fox got some great games. But that Monday night, I'll tell you what. Maybe it's just because regular TV is kind of overtaking those Mondays.
Some real dumpster fires.
Do you remember as a kid though watching Monday Night Football?
Monday Night Football was huge. Huge.
ABC. Yeah.
Everybody watched Monday Night Football when it was on network TV.
Yes.
When it was on ABC. Like, everyone got it. Even if you didn't have cable, everyone got ABC. You stopped what you were doing. You put the homework down. You came inside from playing wiffle ball outside. You came inside. Everybody watched Monday Night Football.
Yeah, because you had Howard Cosell.
My trio was Dan Deerdorf, Frank Gifford, and Al Michaels. That was my three when I was
I remember
in my wheelhouse.
What was it? Don Meredith.
Dandy.
And then you had guys like Fran Tarkenton. The late, great Fran Tarkenton. Wow, he was so cool. He used to be on a TV show called That's Incredible. Do you remember that?
I remember the name of the show.
Come on, it was a great show. Great show. Also on the ABC network. But yeah, it's just the ESPN on the Monday Night Football. It's all about Fox Thursday nights.
Yeah, they don't even know, I think, who's calling the Monday Night Football games for ESPN. Like the broadcast team.
They don't?
No, they got rid of that guy. I don't remember his name now. That's how memorable the Monday Night Football was. I don't remember his name. They got rid of him. John Gruden, he's got a new job.
Well, they asked me, but I declined because I'm a Fox worker.
You're like, I cannot leave the Inland Sports Show.
I'm not leaving this.
Too much invested in this.
It's the best. This is the best show in the world.
It's the best gig.
By far, hands down.
So the Rams and Raiders, second game of a Monday night doubleheader to open things up. Also in week one, we got the 49ers taking on the Vikings. Kirk Cousins against Jimmy Garoppolo. So Jimmy G and Kirk Cousins debut with the Vikings. That'll be fun, right?
Yeah, somebody told me yesterday when I brought up Jimmy Garoppolo, he said Jimmy Garoppolo.
Come on.
And I was like, come on.
Hater. Sour grapes.
Yeah, but
haters.
He's a Chicago Bears fan.
Oh, he really hates his own life.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, the Bears are awful.
They're always awful. And he travels to games and everything.
He hates himself.
He should.
Yeah.
Who likes
Bears fan?
Last time I liked the Bears, they were doing the Super Bowl shuffle.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Well, Rex Grossman was their quarterback the last time they were good.
No.
Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl.
No, McMahon was the last time they were actually good.
September 16th, it's an AFC title game rematch. New England's going to play the Jaguars.
Without
Jaguars.
Is Tom Brady going to play this year?
Of course.
I don't know.
Listen, do me a favor. If you see a headline that says, is Tom Brady going to retire? Is he coming back?
Fake news?
Fake news. That is not real. That is a non-story. Don't click on that. They just want your clicks on the website. That is not happening. He's coming back. That's fake.
Yeah. Yeah, if he doesn't,
and then if he doesn't come back, I apologize. He's coming back, so don't click on that. That's a lie.
Okay.
Also, how about in week 3, the Rams will host the Chargers. The fight for LA. Hashtag the fight for LA. Right?
I think the Chargers won their last 7 last year at home. That's a pretty good team.
Yeah, they had a good run at the end.
Now, you guys make fun of me, but you've known me, Pep. I've been a Chargers fan since you've known me.
Gabe, I've never heard you talk about the Chargers. Maybe Gabe's a Chargers fan, but
Gabe, but no. Until the Rams came back, the Chargers were my team, so I do like both. I'm not gonna lie, I like both teams, but if I have to choose, I'm a Rams guy.
If you had to choose?
If I have to choose between these two
this
guys,
is it, Gabe. You can't go back.
I'm going to go Rams.
Okay.
Go Rams.
All right,
you know why I like go Rams?
What?
It's just missing an H.
Go Rams.
Go Rams.
Go Rams. Go Rams.
There we go.
Gabe.
Oh, Gabe. Funny guy,
Gabe.
49ers in week 4, they will travel to take on the Chargers. That should be a fun one, so we get to see Jimmy G down here in the Southland. Also, how about in week 8, October 28th, the Saints and the Vikings, a rematch of that Minnesota Miracle. Remember the catch by Stephon Diggs? And the unbelievable finish in the playoffs.
Wait, what? Wasn't our local guy the corner?
Marcus Williams? He didn't know how to tackle.
Marcus Williams.
He blew it.
Marcus Williams
and we love Marcus. I remember covering him at Roosevelt High School. He was fantastic. He's a fantastic athlete. It's just he got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time and he missed it.
He went to the tackle shop and missed.
Yeah,
it was closed. The tackle shop was closed.
IMC, the National Football Foundation Awards.
Did you use my joke?
We just had it. Everyone looked great. We had tuxedos on. We all shaved. Matt Logan was there. Eric Zomalt was there. It was the biggest stars in local football all in the same room. And Jeff said, "You want me to tell a joke?" What joke was it?
Did you say it about the tackle?
No, I didn't say it.
It was it was something about he missed the tackle because he was trying to go to the tackle shop, wasn't it?
You're like, yeah, you know where he needs the shop? The tackle shop.
The tackle shop because he was closed.
Jeez.
You didn't use that? Did you?
No,
say
I didn't.
Jokes?
No, I want people to like me. I want them to say, "Hey, you did a great job." I don't want to be like,
"Hey, did you see Steinberg?"
Of course I did.
Did you see? No, did you see the picture he posted today?
B-City.
Did you see the picture he posted?
What did he post today?
A picture of him.
Jeff Steinberg, head coach at Beaumont High School.
There's a picture. Anybody that's listening, go to his Twitter feed. There's a picture of him when he was in high school. Coach Steiny playing football in high school.
Really?
And he has hair just like Baby Gorham.
He does? Real curly?
Yeah. He does. He's got big curly hair.
I'm gonna go look that up right now.
I actually looked at it, and I was in class, and I laughed really loud, really loud. And I showed kids, and they're like, "Who's that guy?" I go, "Doesn't matter. Look at that hair.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. So
look at that guy.
If you're on the Twitter, look up.
We love Steinberg. B-City, man. Beaumont.
I do too, but he has my son's hair.
And how about one more? In week 9, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Sunday Night Football. Packers and Patriots. Kenny Clark, the pride of Rialto High School, is going to be running after Tom Brady all night long. See, I told you Tom Brady's coming back.
Aaron Rodgers
is back.
He's going to be chasing around Sam Darnold. Or who else could we say?
Sam Darnold.
One first.
Josh Rosen.
He's going to be Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Rosen. Tom Brady will be getting his retirement. He'll be.
He's going to be. Listen, in about a week, he's going to leave Qatar. He's going to give Giselle Bündchen a big kiss. He's going to come back and get back to work.
Is she good looking to you?
Yes.
Is she really?
A little creepy, but yeah, she is.
How about you? I know, Greg, you're not as infatuated with her. I'm not.
Not really.
Yeah, seriously, if she were to walk down the street, I go, that's Bündchen, whatever.
I bet you Gabe likes her.
Gabe might like her. The alter ego of Jeff.
Gabe Gorham might.
Gabe Gorham, but Jeff does not. Jeff is not into that. Jeff likes Kate Upton. That's my lady.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, Giselle Bündchen's pretty hot.
Too skinny. Too skinny.
I agree with you.
Yeah, she needs to eat some meat. Just to eat a lot of carbs.
Probably a herbivore.
Yeah,
she probably is.
I'm not doing
Isn't Tom Brady? Isn't he vegan?
Yeah, he's stupid.
I was going to invite him over for a barbecue.
Yeah,
I guess I can now. Since we're barbecuing veggies.
I can't have him. He's better looking than me. I can't have anybody in a room better looking than me. Sorry, guys.
Hey, hold on. You're like the 4th best looking guy in the room right now.
Get out of here.
You're like
whatever.
4th on the depth list.
Whatever. Blah, blah, whatever.
Like if we had a website for our team and they had like the starting lineup, you'd be like the 4th on the depth chart right now.
See, this is why people. This is why people call. This is why everybody's mean to me. I go home every night.
Here we go, victim Jeff.
Get the violin out.
When I go home at night and my wife.
Don't say you cry.
No, I don't cry. When I sit there and I exhale and I do a heavy sigh and I go, Smitty goes, "It's okay, Jeff. I know.
Why is Pep such a jerk to you every day?"
No, she's just like, man, all those people don't listen to them. You just look at yourself in the mirror and you tell everybody how handsome you are, and it happens.
You are one pathetic loser.
Hey,
That's
you too,
right.
Greg. Come
on.
on.
Greg's in our corner.
All right, I'm gonna walk out of here now.
When we come back here on the show, we're going to talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide spring game. It's coming up tomorrow. And there's a reason we're going to bring it up. And I am excited about this. And then we'll also, right around that corner, the head football coach from the University of Hawaii, Nick Rolovich, scheduled to join us as well to talk about his Inland Empire football players out there holding it down for the Warriors football team. So we're going to head out to the islands as well when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? I'm Coach Ray again. We're here at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. So today's tip, I'm going to go over the shuttle run. So really, the shuttle run is a great drill to measure lateral speed, power, and change of direction. So we're going to go over that today, and it's a drill that can benefit really, again, any type of field sport, whether you're a basketball player, football, volleyball, soccer. If you got to change directions, you got to be quick. Shuttle runs for you. Okay, so Jacob's going to demonstrate the shuttle run here. We're going to start off with the stance. So he's going to have his feet about hip width. Now, this is really important because a lot of times you get guys who try to shift their stance. You got to split the line evenly, and you want to make sure your toes are forward. You want to make sure your feet are right underneath your hips, all right? So he's going to have his feet forward and underneath their hips. All right, now, when I say set, he's going to drop down very quickly. Whatever hand is down is the direction that you have to go. So he's going to go to his left first, so he's got to have his left hand down. Now, his right hand is going to be right here. All right, it's going to be right in front of his body. His elbow's going to be flexed. Hand's going to be right under his chin. All right. So when I say he's going to drop down really fast. All right, he's going to put his hand down, left hand down on top of the line, right hand at his underneath his chin. Ready, set. All right, relax. All right, so that's the stance there. We don't want to hold the stance any longer than about 3 seconds. All right. So we want to be in and out. All right, now let's talk about the first touch. Once he leaves, all right, his first movement, that timer is going to start. He's going to give me a nice lateral run coming out. So he's not going to turn his head and turn his body to run. He's going to lateral run coming out. And then we make our first touch. He's going to do what's called a wedge cut. It's a double foot cut, and he's going to touch right outside of his feet here. So he's going to touch the line with his left hands. He's going to do a wedge cut, a double foot cut. He's going to have a nice angle at the shins. He's going to touch right outside of the foot. So now I'm heading back in the direction I want to go. All right, that angle is really important. So we're going to nice wedge cut here, left hand touch. We'll wedge cut it here with the right, and then we'll sprint through for the finish. 5, 10, 5. Here we go. You ready, Jacob? So he's going to go on me. Set. Go. Get back. Finish right in the middle. Good, right there. Now, typically, you want to finish with your head down. All right, you want to maintain that forward lean. There you have it. Shuttle run.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Is this your boy Lionel? Jeff,
No,
put on your
Lionel.
cans. Put your cans on.
This isn't Lionel, is it? No, it's not Lionel.
Who is it?
Pep, looking at.
I had to read it. It's not Lionel Richie?
No, it's not Lionel.
It sounds like a...
It was
Hello?
a TV soap opera.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
Daytime.
Yes,
back in the 80s.
instrumental. Was it Guiding Light or
No.
As the World Turns?
Nope.
It's
famous.
Oh, I just read the title. Do they do soap operas anymore? Like,
Did I already say Guiding Light?
I don't think they're on in the
As
middle
the
of
World
the day anymore.
Turns.
Do they? General Hospital?
General
It's not General Hospital.
I don't know. Yeah, well, give me a thing. Just might as well tell me.
Young and Restless.
Young and the That's what.
The Young and the Restless.
Is Young and the Restless not on anymore?
I have no idea.
They always had the prettiest girls though. Always. Young and Restless had they had like a girl that she had a funny little name like a bird. I can't think of. I'll think
Like
of
a
it. Though.
bird?
Yeah, she had a
But
funny
not
bird.
better than the telenovelas.
Oh, the telenovelas. I was talking to someone this morning about the telenovelas.
No, you weren't.
I promise you.
What were
in.
you talking about telenovelas about?
My buddy, the principal, and I, we were talking about what we watch on TV, and he said he likes to watch telenovelas, and I said, so do I!
Does he know Spanish?
No, not at all. He doesn't know any Spanish at all, but
No me digas.
we like the news channels because they have really pretty girls. So we did discuss that as we walked in and shared a coffee, and then...
Did anyone say, hey, there's that big Jeff guy. He doesn't know anything about baseball.
They don't say he doesn't know anything. What do you know about sports? What? You go ahead.
This year is the 45th anniversary of the Young and the Restless.
Cricket.
45 years for the Young and the Restless?
55th for the General Hospital.
Hey, her name was
55 for
Cricket.
General Hospital.
It wasn't a bird, it was Cricket. She was cute.
That's the name of the character?
Yes, Cricket.
It's Cricket?
Yeah, she was very cute.
I can
Cricket.
hear it right now.
Cricket.
Out there just being a cricket.
Yeah, she was cute. God, I remember that when I was in high school. I had kind of a crush on her. The old Cricket. I always thought I was going to marry Madonna, though. I did. Oh, yeah, when I was a little kid, I was like, in junior high, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to marry her. I'm going to be rich and
Someday.
famous. And then when she grew up, I'm like, gee whiz, she is hideous.
She's a weirdo.
Yeah, she moves over to Europe. She starts speaking it, like talking with an English twang.
Hello.
And then she had her teeth split. So she has like a gap in her teeth. Well, she put a gap in her teeth. Have you ever noticed
On
that?
purpose?
On purpose. Who the hell does that?
Took like an accident.
Yeah, the material go. Yeah, seriously, she had them
Yeah,
spread. She looks like
very
David Letterman now. But man, when I was a kid,
Letterman?
oh man, she was smoking hot. Not like the Virgin Days or this song right here. Oh yeah. There's nothing better than a dirty, rotten.
Never into Madonna.
Oh man, she was in a dirty way. She was really good looking.
In a dirty way.
Man. Oh yeah. I just wanted to wrestle around in a big dirt farm with her. Man, I would wrestle her. Man, we would be wrestling right now. I'd be dirty, greasy looking, like that squealing pig.
Oh, we've got to get to college football.
I'm sorry. Okay, I was really.
We've
excited.
got all these spring football practices, and we're going to stop at the University of Alabama. Here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass, and Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. So Alabama. They got the big old A-Day spring game on Saturday. And Jalen Hurts will be quarterbacking the Crimson Tide, the starting lineup. He'll be the number one quarterback when Alabama takes the field in the A-Day game out there in Tuscaloosa. But here's the deal. So remember back to the national championship game?
Yeah, they brought in that little guy.
So Jalen Hurts, who had a great year.
Started all the games to play great.
But by halftime, they were stinking the place up.
Yes.
And Nick Saban had to do something. So he went with his freshman quarterback, and his name is Tua Tagovailoa out of Hawaii. And Tua Tagovailoa set the world on fire in the second half. Remember, he led him back to the win. They won the national title.
I still remember the play. Hit that guy wide open, a freshman to freshman.
Yes. So now Alabama's got a big question mark on their hands.
What is the question?
What do they do at quarterback? They've got Jalen Hurts, and they've got your boy Tua Tagovailoa. So what are they going to do? So here's the deal. Tagovailoa has had a hand injury. and he's not going to be ready until the fall anyways. So we're going to go into this A-Day game at Alabama with Jalen Hurts as the #1 quarterback, simply because Tagovailoa is hurt. Can't throw the football right now. So if you're Alabama and you're Nick Saban, what do you do at quarterback? What's interesting, though, is Jalen Hurts is now in the same situation that our own Blake Barnett from Santiago was in. Remember, Blake Barnett, the previous season, started the year at quarterback for Alabama against USC. He sputtered. They put in Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts got the starting job from Blake Barnett, and Blake Barnett ended up transferring to Arizona State. Now, Jalen Hurts' dad has come out and said, hey, if Jalen Hurts is not the starting quarterback for Alabama for this upcoming fall, son's going to transfer. He's going to pull an old Blake Barnett. He's going to leave. Yeah.
His dad said
His dad said that.
He's a LeVar Ball guy.
Well, I don't know.
That's
Hold on.
LeVar.
Slow your roll. Hold on. Slow your roll.
I like that.
Listen, LeVar Ball's a little over the top. Hold on. The dad said he loved Jalen Hurts, and the dad said, we love Alabama. We love Nick Saban. We get it. They're going to start who they feel like is going to give them the best chance to win. But Jalen Hurts wants to play. Blake Barnett wanted to play. So if it's not at Alabama, he's going to transfer, and he's going to find another spot where he can be the starting quarterback if Tua Tagovailoa wins the starting job for the Crimson Tide this fall.
Well, I am under the thought process here of who got you to that national championship game.
Yeah, it was Jalen Hurts. He took him all the way.
Then you stick with Jalen Hurts.
And do you remember the kind of leader, the kind of young man he was after the game?
Oh, he was awesome. Awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, totally. Hey, what'd you think of it? And he said, hey, we won a national championship. Who cares what happened?
He was supporting Tagovailoa. He was helping him on the sideline. He was his biggest cheerleader. He could have went and pouted. He could have put a towel over his head and sat at the end of the bench and avoided the media. No, he had a big smile on his face. He was part of the team, very supportive. I mean, everyone kind of fell in love with Jalen Hurts, the way he handled himself in that national championship game. But now we're going back to the A-Day game. We're back in the spring. Now things are heating up once again for that starting job at Alabama as the quarterback. And Jalen Hurts, he's going to be a starter. I don't know if it's going to be with the Crimson Tide, but he'll be a starter somewhere if he's not this year, if Tua Tagovailoa beats him out.
Okay, here's what I think is going to happen, and I think this is going to be the logical thing, is what Dr. Spock would say here. Jalen Hurts is a junior, correct?
Junior, see?
Junior. Going to be a senior next year, right?
Yes.
You play him his senior season. He's done a lot for you in the program. You play him. The young fella, I can't pronounce his name because you were the king of
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa. You play him the next year. You play him in spot minutes. You keep that young man happy as well, but you stay with Jalen Hurts. He is the guy that got you that national championship game. He has one more year. You show loyalty to him, Nick Saban, and then you bring in that young sophomore. Maybe redshirt that young man. Sit him out a year. Because last year he was a true freshman. Sit him out, let him get some reps, and then come back, and that's his program for the next 2 to 3 years, depending on if he stays.
When I was in Hawaii with the UC Riverside basketball team, we went ate dinner one night in the St. Louis area of Honolulu.
Ooh.
St. Louis High School.
Same high school as Marcus Mariota and
Tua Tagovailoa.
Exactly.
Two guys. So when we were walking around those parts, they were talking about the legend of Tua Tagovailoa. Listen, do they love Marcus Mariota? Yes, they love him. He's the poster child over there. But Tua Tagovailoa went to the same high school, and I remember they said he could be the best ever. Better than Mariota. I was like, wow, that's high praise for a guy who, played half of a game, but it was the national championship. But he looked really good.
Well, if it's that important, then honestly, I'm just one of those loyalty guys. Hurts got you there, got you the national championship game, played so well all season long. You stick with your guy. You show a little loyalty because that young freshman, Tua Tagovailoa, is going to be the guy for the next few years.
Plus, I don't like the whole transfer deal. That's just my own perception from the outside looking in. Guys, when they transfer to another school, I feel like they get lost. And just follow me for a second. I love Blake Barnett. He was a stud at Santiago. but he went to Alabama, and then he transferred to Arizona State. He got to ASU, and he's not even the starting quarterback. I think people kind of just forgot about Blake Barnett right now. I can think of all these other guys who went to USC. Max Brown, where is he? Max Whittick. Remember Cody Kessler beat him out, and he transferred out. Ricky Town, he was another big-time quarterback. It's like these guys transfer out, and they go to these other schools, and I think simply by transferring, I know they're trying to better their position to get a starting job, to make it to the NFL, you know, whatever the situation might be, they're doing it because they think it's going to be favorable, and I get that. But I think somewhere along the way, they kind of get lost in the mix as opposed to just staying at the school, competing, and trying to get that starting job.
You know, I agree. I totally agree. There's only a couple guys you can think of in transfers. Baker Mayfield, one of those guys that was a transfer.
Yeah, he might be an exception, right? From Texas Tech to Oklahoma.
Both as a walk-on role as well, not even a scholarship player. But he is the exception. You know, I'm Blake Barnett. We talked about him. You know, what he's famous for now is I only know him as he's got a beautiful wife and
he's got a baby now. He's married. He's got a kid.
She's a pro surfer. But
yeah.
You know,
life's good for Blake Barnett. Don't get me wrong. But he went to ASU. I wish he went to UCLA. He could have been the starting quarterback at UCLA this year, but that's another story.
Yes, it is. But no, I think you got to stick with the guy that got you there as a coach. I think I would do that. But you never know with coach. He's a different bird.
It's a good problem to have. They have it all the time at Alabama, and like I said, they just had it because Blake Barnett, one of our local guys from the Inland Empire, was in that quarterback competition with Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts beat him out. Blake Barnett transfers out, and now Jalen Hurts finds himself in the same exact situation with Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, I think sometimes when guys do transfer, they think if they're at a big school like Alabama, and Blake Barnett, that guy, I think sometimes they want to transfer to an automatic big power conference school. When it doesn't always have to be, I think you should always transfer down if you're going to transfer. Because if you're not playing at Alabama, what makes you think you're going to play, you know, in the Pac-12? Why not go to a North Dakota, South Dakota,
Wyoming,
where
San Diego State?
Yeah, where you can be the man, the guy.
Blake Barnett would be the man at San Diego State.
Oh, he would be fantastic. The only thing San Diego State doesn't do well is they don't throw a lot
because they need Blake Barnett.
But they've had such success in the last few years with great running backs. But he could be like maybe an Air Force, a Boise State, a place
like one of those Mountain West conference schools.
Yes, very much
great, right?
Yeah, I mean, or even maybe an Eastern Washington. You know, there's been
Big Sky.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some great players in that Division I AA that have come and played in the NFL.
I really like the Mountain West because thinking about it, Boise State has had some great quarterbacks, great players. Alexander Madison's up there from San Bernardino High School. Fresno State, they had Derek Carr. I mean, Josh Allen is from Wyoming.
Hawaii's had some great quarterbacks.
Hawaii. I feel like a Mountain West Conference school would be ideal to transfer into. That's just my, again, I was not a highly recruited college football player. I know that's going to shock everyone out there listening, but that's the way I kind of see it from the outside looking in.
And we've seen guys that have been Division I quarterbacks that have gone for a year or maybe redshirted, didn't pan out. The other good route is you go to a place like San Bernardino Valley. You go to a place like Riverside City College where you have quarterback coaches. Tom Kraft, a phenomenal quarterback coach. He was the head coach at San Diego State. At San Diego State, when he was the coach there, they threw every single time. That's not a bad mentoring program to go and learn because JC football is not that far off than low Division I, Division II football.
Yeah, there's a lot of Division I talent at the junior college level.
Yeah, Daniel Algadas, another quarterback.
At San Bernardino Valley College, a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, and played quarterback with a backup role at UCLA. Was also a coach at Mount Sac, another great hotbed of college football players that have come out and done well in at the 4-year level beyond the JCs.
So it's just going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out at Alabama, but it might take a while because, again, Tagovailoa is not playing in the spring game. He's got the hand injury, so it's going to be Jalen Hurts' team from here on out. So we might not even get closer to an answer until August, until fall training camp rolls around for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And remember, Blake Barnett kind of set a precedent that he transferred out. He went to a junior college. Remember, he went to Palomar.
He went to Palomar.
And he became immediately eligible, and that's why he went to Arizona State.
That's right. He was one of the pioneers of that transfer.
Yeah.
He took advantage of the transfer rule right after football season was over. He enrolled at the JC. It was almost like a transfer in basketball. instead of sitting out that year, you take the 30 units in your first year and you're able to play the following semester.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys are starting to do that, but you got to get early in the process of college sports.
So that's why if you're a quarterback and you're in a battle and you're thinking about transferring, the longer it drags out, the worse it's going to be for you. You'd rather have Nick Saban say,
Yes.
from game one, okay, Jalen Hurts, you're going to be our guy. It's your job to lose. If you go out there and you're winning games, you don't have to look over your shoulder. It's your job, or vice versa. And then the other guy knows where they're at.
And Jalen Hurts is not, let's just say this, they're two different style quarterbacks. That's why Nick Saban changed the way he played that game. Tua Tagovailoa was a very good athlete. Blake Barnett, more of a prototypical, drop back passer, not as mobile as old Tua. You like that?
You mean Jalen Hurts?
Yes, Jalen Hurts. My fault. There's too many.
There's too many quarterbacks going.
No, there's
around.
just too many syllables in that name.
Tagovailoa has a big arm. Jalen Hurts, a great athlete. Blake Barnett was kind of a dual quarterback.
Yeah, but
he's got those long legs.
But Tua is a much better athlete than Jalen Hurts, I even think.
Tua's pretty buff. He's got a big arm. He's a strong kid, the pride of St. Louis High School out there in Honolulu. They love him out there. When we come back, speaking of Hawaii, in about 10 minutes, we're scheduled to have the head football coach from the University of Hawaii. So,
are they the Rainbow Warriors? The Warriors,
I think they're the
Rainbow
Warriors.
Wizards.
They're not the
Warriors?
Rainbow Lizards. I'm pretty sure they're not.
Okay, all right, I'll make sure.
We'll talk Hawaii football when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
If it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Great, true or false? Mike Lindskog called himself the Skog Dog or Mike Skoggy Skog last night on the broadcast.
Skog Dog.
He did call himself Skog Dog? Did he mention us on the air?
Did he say how wonderful the Inland Sports Show is? He's probably listening right now.
Skoggy Skoginator he didn't. Hey, I listened to him, though.
I know everyone listens to the Quakes right here on Fox Sports IE, but I just saw on Twitter tickets are still available for the Corey Seager bobblehead giveaway tonight at Lomar Field. Yes.
They're playing the Storm. They're playing my guy, Thunder. Thunder. I love Thunder.
Mascot. I don't think he travels with the team. I don't know if he rides those buses.
They got a little
deep
guy
into
too.
the Cal League.
I found out that Thunder has another little guy like the Earthquake guy.
On top of the Squirrel guy.
You know that there's three of them.
Ace the Squirrel guy.
I'm going to be honest here. I think I
coughed. Are you winking at me or are you okay?
No, I coughed during the commercials because I have this wretched cough. I think I have the tuberculosis. And I'll tell you what, I think my eyeball almost popped out. Something happened. Maybe I'm having a stroke. I could stroke out right now.
I'm looking over at you and you're like winking at me.
Because my eye is killing me. I got snot in my head. I got to sneeze. I got to blow my nose. My eyeball hurts. I'm coughing.
You are a mess.
I feel so good. I feel great. Hey, do you like this song? Do you know who this is?
Hold on.
Oh, the last one was. Was it the same song? You don't know who this is, do you?
Bob Marley.
Darn it. What's wrong?
Sublime.
Hey, look at you, big brain Pep Fernandez.
Yeah, I know it. I know my music.
Oh.
Music and movies. Those are two things I really know.
You know rom-coms and Lord of the Rings. That's about it.
That is it.
Yes.
So the Quakes tonight, Lake Elsinore. what, 6:50 pregame, Greg? The Skog Dog will hit the airwaves.
Skoginator. Hey, I think we have some games I could go over right now.
Let's do some games.
Major League Baseball. Let's go to the scores. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Can I do the NBA one real quick while you...
Yeah, you do that. I'm trying to find this one.
Because we do have NBA playoff basketball as well. The Cavaliers have jumped in front of the Indiana Pacers early in this one, still in the first quarter. But the Cavaliers already leading 21-16. And if you said, who is the leading scorer for the Cavaliers at this point? If you said George Hill.
I did.
With 9 points, then you would be correct. It's not LeBron James. It's your boy, George Hill. All right. To the Inland Sports Update Desk, Jeff Gorham.
Okay, here we go. So let's start over. Okay, there we go. It's a final in 10 innings.
It is? Who's playing?
The Detroit Tigers, 3. The Kansas City Royals, 2. And then there's the top of the second in the doubleheader.
Oh, they're playing 2?
Oh, yeah, they're playing 2 today. It's 0-0 right now, top of the second between the Royals and Tigers. And then the top of the second, the Twins over the Rays. I want to call them the Devil Rays still, but they're not.
That's old.
They're the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-0.
The Rachel Rays.
The Rachel Rays. I love her. In the top of the second, the Pirates and Phillies, no score.
But I don't want to be a pirate.
I want to be a pirate.
First pirate. But I don't want to be a pirate.
And then the top of the second, we have the Blue Jays and Yankees scoreless. And then the final score, the Indians.
The final
score of this round, I should say. I'm trying to work on my my skills here as a broadcaster. The Indians won. The Orioles 0. As we go to the top of the second inning.
And the big one tonight, the Dodgers and the Nationals, as Max Scherzer will go up against Clayton Kershaw. It will be a pitcher's duel. There will not be a lot of hits. There will not be a lot of runs. There will be a lot of eye color because Max Scherzer has 2 different color eyes.
Yeah, he's weird looking.
Don't look him in the eye. If you step into the batter's box, don't look him in the eyes.
He's like an Australian shepherd or David Bowie. Do you know David Bowie had 2 different colored eyeballs?
I had no idea.
Not a clue? Here we go.
No idea. But right now, let's go to the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline. We love Hawaii football, and we're so honored to have this guy on the show. It's the head coach of the Warriors, Nick Rolovich. Coach Rolovich, how are you today? Welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm happy to be on the show, too.
Oh, well, you're out in paradise right now. What's it like living, coaching, working in Hawaii? Is it like a vacation every day?
Not that it still works, but it's in a great place. In a great place with great people.
Well, I was out there a couple months ago. We do UC Riverside basketball. We're out there for the big Hawaii basketball game and ran into a dear friend of our show, the great Freddie Holly out of Norte Vista High School here in Riverside. And, Coach, you've got several guys from what we call the Inland Empire area of Southern California on your Hawaii roster. Do you recruit the Inland Empire out here pretty hard?
Yeah, we do. We got 2 of our guys that just focus on it. There's so much talent. There's so much good football, and the kids have really done a nice job. Freddie Holly's an example. I think Freddie got straight A's last semester, and is doing a great job at spring ball. Miles Reed is another guy who adjusted very easily and is really. I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he is a hard worker and a tough runner, and we're happy to have them both. And there's a bunch more.
You know, Coach, I'm glad you went there because that's something I wanted to ask you about because Miles Reed out of Centennial High School in Corona and Freddie Holly out of Norte Vista High School here in Riverside, do you feel like they could coexist? I want to see both those guys, obviously getting, some touches and carrying the football for you. Can they coexist and, be like a 1A and a 1B in your running game?
Yeah, we'll play a bunch of backs, I think, this year. It's really, we got some, Miles is kind of that extreme change-up back for us. We got some bigger backs also in the program and pass pro, but Freddie's kind of in between, where he can be more of a probably every down back right now because of his size and his understanding of the offense. But I mean, Miles busted a run for about 40 yards in spring ball the other day, and you're like, you see that he's different. And I think throwing different backs at people is tough.
Coach, I had a chance to be around Freddie Holly. I was a teacher at his high school at Norte Vista here in Riverside. Great kid, great work ethic. But I noticed that you guys are changing up a lot this next season. You guys are going back to the run and shoot offense. It's going to spread things out. Very athletic. You have pretty much an entire new coaching staff. How is the team adjusting to this new run and shoot?
Oh, they love it because there's so much history here. We have so much great film to teach off. I mean, guys that they used to watch on TV, they're seeing running the same stuff that they're running. So that's been really fun. We've had some alumni come back, whether it's Greg Salas or who's living here, but he comes out to practice and helps guys out. It's an exciting. There's a nice buzz. Now we got to get better at it. We need to get the ball to our playmakers a little bit more, but we're seeing some growth in spring ball. It's been fun.
We're talking with Hawaii head football coach Nick Rolovich here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Coach, I looked at your schedule last year, and you had that trip to Australia, and then you bounced back and you play Michigan the following week. Is your schedule this year a little more favorable in terms of traveling?
Well, that was 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Extreme. That was pretty, sat down. We didn't want to pass up the opportunity to play in Australia, and it definitely wasn't ideal to go to Michigan after that trip. But the experience was great. I think it tested our team that year. And got us really, I think that built us up for the bowl game run at the end of the season.
Well, I'm looking at your schedule right now. You open at Colorado State. You also have 3 games in the state of California at San Jose State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Mountain West Conference games there. Coach, am I making too much of it? But is travel every single week? Is it a struggle? Is it a challenge? Because every time you guys go on a trip, I mean, it's a trip. It's not like some teams around here, you might be able to, pile on a couple buses and make a 2 or 3 hour drive. But you guys, every single time you leave the island, it's a trip.
Yeah, if you're going to whine about it, it becomes a problem. But I think we got to look at it as an opportunity. And, we're getting on the plane together. It's kind of, it's kind of that. It's more than a business trip. We're going a long distance to try to accomplish a goal and win a football game. So there's some nice team bonding that we try to do on road trips, try to do something where these guys get to see something outside of football, but I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, a lot of people get scared of it or always bring it up in conversation, but you're getting on a plane, you're going to go to sleep, or you're going to watch a movie, you're going to do homework, you can do something, and a couple hours later you'll be off.
We're talking with Nick Rolovich, the head football coach at the University of Hawaii here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Coach, can you address the quarterback situation? Because there's been some great Hawaii quarterbacks. In fact, in recent years, kind of more of our wheelhouse, the Colt Brennan eras, Timmy Chang, those kind of guys. Who's the front runner now for the quarterback position? Because I know you got one of our guys, Jeremy Musa, who just was an early signing guy, and he's already over there with you. So what's the quarterback situation look like for Hawaii?
Well, Musa's doing really well for, I think he's still 17 years old. And he's really come in very mature. I think he's adjusting to college football, but he's got the arm talent to play at this level. There's no doubt about it. And another one I don't think he's Inland Empire, but Cole McDonald is from Southern California. He's been here a few years. He's playing well too. So those two are getting the majority of the reps, and they're getting better every day.
You got the spring game coming up, not this weekend, but the following. What are you hoping to see out of your football team in that spring game?
Just not like a sloppy game, Let's line up and play. Somebody's going to be mad, either the offense or the defense. That always happens in spring ball. But I'd like to see some of our playmakers, get loose and make some explosive plays. A place where I think we struggled last year was explosive plays, and we've got some guys with the ability to do it. We're just tightening the screws on the offense right now because there's a lot to learn. It's not a ton of plays. There's a ton of situations, a ton of defenses, a ton of coverages that it's got to adjust to, and you just got to rep it out.
Well, Coach Rolovich, we appreciate the time. We're excited to see our guys, Miles Reed, Freddie Holly, Jeremy Musa, and the rest of the gang out there at Hawaii. We really do appreciate the time, and thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, see ya.
All right, that's the great Nick Rolovich, the head football coach at the University of Hawaii here on the Inland Sports Show. They recruit the IE hard. In fact, he said he has 2 guys dedicated to scouring the area because we got big-time high school football here, Jeff.
Oh, they've got guys from Kaiser High School. They've got guys from Vista Marietta. They've got They have JC transfers from Riverside City College. Yeah, they're all over the IE. So Roosevelt High School, Norte Vista, we're just going through all of them. It's a pretty good representation of the Inland Empire for sure.
Yeah, lots of guys from this area all over the Mountain West. We were talking about that. San Diego State, Fresno State, San Jose State, of course, Hawaii. So, I mean, the IE, again, a lot of talent. We do send guys to the Pac-12, but the Mountain West, I think if you want to take a conference, we might have more local players in the Mountain West Conference than any other conference.
I would have to agree. And working at a high school, I see these guys, working with Ken Batdorf, he always has friends that stop by, even if
he has friends? Lots of friends? Or?
He's got a couple friends. But a lot of these Division I coaches, a lot of them Mountain West guys come down and they make an appearance. And they always recruit these. You see them all the time. You see the San Diego States. I've seen Coach Rolovich. I wanted to say something. Yeah, he commented on my girth last time. He said, "That's a big fella. You look like an offensive lineman." I went, "Whoa. I'm a quarterback, buddy. I'm a quarterback." But no, it's University of Hawaii football is changing everything. Like I said, new coaching staff, a lot of good players. Only one guy, though, of their running backs has any kind of Division I experience, and that guy's Freddie Holly.
Young Fred.
That's the only guy that ran, and the rest of them are
Holly
newbies.
train.
I hope it's thunder and lightning. I'd love to see Miles Reed.
I would love to see that. Miles Reed and Freddie Holly, which they're actually very tight. They're very close off the field. I'd love to see those guys leading that ground attack for Hawaii. And about those travel plans, just don't whine about it, Jeff. As long as you don't whine about it, don't be a big baby. It's fine.
Hey, he did sound like a football coach, though, didn't he?
Don't whine about it.
Yeah, he was kind of salty in a way.
So what about those challenges of
it's no challenge.
Traveling? It's not a challenge unless you whine about it. So Jeff, don't you cry.
No.
About those long plane rides.
We went over there. We went to Australia, and then the next week we went to Michigan.
They played at the Big House.
Can you believe that? You go to Australia to play Cal.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend, you're playing at Michigan. That's tough to start out.
In front of 111,000 people.
Young Hall was on that team, wasn't he, Freddie Holly?
It was I think the first home game of Michigan that year. So, it was a packed house.
Everyone's waiting to see the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they're going to open up at Colorado State. Not as bad.
No, but it's a pretty good schedule, though. They get to play they end up playing Colorado State, Navy, Rice, Army, Duquesne, and then they open up the Mountain West Conference. It's nice. They're going to be out here, San Jose State, like you said. They go out to Provo, Utah, and then Fresno State, and the last game of the year, they're here down
at San Diego State.
Right?
Down here in Southern California.
And San Diego State's got themselves a great program. It'd be nice to see Hawaii give them a little bit of run.
Yeah, Boise State's actually Boise State and Fresno State, I think they played for the Mountain West Conference Championship last year. So they're going to have to dethrone the Bulldogs and the Broncos and Alexander Madison up there at Boise State if they're going to get a chance at the title. When we come back, it is April 20th. I got a surprise for you guys.
It's 420.
A little bit of a surprise for you, Gabe, and you, Greg. A little bit of a surprise here on April 20th. We'll be back. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Fantana.
So how you guys doing? My name is Coach Ray Bass. We're here at the Boost Performance Center today, and here with the one and only Pep Fernandez, and we're going to go over a real basic vertical jump, all right? We're going to teach you guys the technique and its progression. This is a great drill for really any sports, really emphasizes pure power production through the hips, and power is really important for basically any type of athlete, whether you're a football player, track, soccer, basketball. We all want to be powerful, strong athletes. So we're going to go over that today. All right, so first things first, I'm going to have Jacob go ahead and stand with his feet underneath his hips. So you want to have your toes pointed forward. You want your feet to be about hip width, all right? He's going to have his shoulders flexed, all right, in front of his body. So his arms up in front. Okay, now, the most important part here is what's called a counter movement. And what that is I'm going to throw my shoulders back into extension, all right? I'm going to flex my hips, all right? So the shoulders are going to be flexed, and the hips are going to, the shoulders are going to be extended, and the hips are going to be flexed, all right? And then we follow that up with shoulder flexion and hip extension. It's got to be really fast, all right? So right now, I'm just going to show you the first phase of that. So Jacob, I want you to drop your hips into flexion. I want you to throw your arms back into extension when I say go. Ready? Go. Right there. So come up. That's the most important movement there. So after that, it's the landing, all right? So we want to get as high as we can, As I go up, I want to extend through my hips, through my knees, I want my toes pointed up. And when we land, I'm going to land back into that hip flexion, arms extended, and I want to stick the landing, all right? So we're going to go over it now. So now we're going to actually jump here, Jacob. I want to see that counter movement. Go ahead and walk a little bit closer to the hurdle here. We're going to extend on the way up as we elevate, extend through the hips and the knees, stick the landing, throw the arms into extension. Here we go, ready? On you.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Guys! Fellas, you think we could listen to the radio or something?
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Hey, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. It's Friday. You got nothing to do. Not except for listen and watch the Inland Sports Show here on Fox Sports IE and live right now on the Inland Sports channel. All right, it's April 20th. It's Friday. I got a little something for you guys.
What do you got? Hey, you are from Humble.
I got a little something.
You can't do that here, Pat. Knock it off.
Hold on.
Hey, what are you
guys
doing?
all hold on.
Contraband in here. Come on. Oh, that's not contraband.
Listen.
It's a cup of water. What are you doing?
The Kings are out of the playoffs, the hockey playoffs, right?
Yeah.
We all know that, right? They got swept. Scored like 3 goals in 4 games. It was bad. Where's Yutaka Fukafuji when you need him?
Yutaka Fukafuji.
The Ducks are out. They got swept. Ducks and Kings are out. But we are all on that rain train, right?
Yes.
In the Calder Cup playoffs. Of the American Hockey League.
Oh, yeah.
But, Jeff, you remember you were supposed to study up on your hockey?
Of course.
Did you study up yet?
No.
Well, I got your back.
You do?
Here on this April 20th.
You do?
420, yes.
All right.
Greg, I'm going to play something over here, and this is a little something special for you, for Jeff, a little something special for the entire Inland Empire. I give to you your boy Snoop-a-Loop.
Snoop Dogg.
Explaining
today,
hockey.
The professor of pucks, Dog Cherry, a.k.a. the greater one, is teaching you hockey one.
Your boy Snoop-a-Loop.
Hockey.
Listen, this is going to get good. He's going over hockey slang for you,
hockey
Jeff, so you
players
can
and fans
learn
have created
hockey.
some crazy words over the years. But don't worry, I'm breaking them down.
He's breaking
From
it down
A
right now.
to Z.
A to Z.
An apple is an assist.
An
like your
apple's an
man
assist.
Claude Giroux. He has mad apples. A biscuit
mad
is the
apples.
puck. All these food words. I'm getting hungry talking about all this hockey stuff. Somebody bring me something to eat, a Danish or something. A celly is a hockey celebration.
A celebration
after a big
score a goal.
Look.
The puck
He's
is the
ice
biscuit.
Chiclets
I knew
are
biscuit.
teeth.
Chiclets.
This guy does not have
You know,
any
chiclet
chiclets
gum?
that needs
It's like
to
your
give
teeth.
himself
Okay,
a dentist.
yeah.
A clapper is a slap shot.
A clapper.
Not the thing you use to
Oh,
turn
the
the
real
lights on and
slapper
off.
for the goal.
Oh, that's the slap shot. Slapper, clapper. I call it a schliznapper, you know what I'm talking about? The 5-hole is the space between the
5-hole.
goalies.
So they put it in the 5-hole.
Going 5-hole sounds dirty, but
It's not.
it just means scoring in the most.
That's right, Snoop.
humiliating way.
In the
Through the legs. Through the
In
legs.
between the legs.
The 5-hole.
In hockey,
Put the biscuit in the
flow has
5-hole,
nothing
okay?
to do with
Come
rhyming.
on.
And then you selly.
It's about wild hair.
Low.
Like
That
this
long
guy.
mullet. Hockey
Great
hair. The
fat.
mullet.
Lip lettuce is a mustache.
Lip lettuce.
Also known as lip sweater.
A lip sweater.
Or
The
muzzy.
hockey players
A
love
muffin
that
is a
lip
weak
lettuce.
shot on net. A pizza is a bad pass up the middle that's easily stolen. More full words.
Snoop knows
huh?
his hockey. Do you,
Whoever
are you
came up with
taking
this got
notes?
the munchies.
Yeah,
I
Jeff,
need
you should
to
be
see
writing
y'all
this down,
again.
please.
Pipes are the goal posts.
Pipes.
I'm getting
I'll
dumber.
use it
Snoop
in a
knows
sentence.
pipes.
I'm getting dumber by the
That
minute.
guy
It's
hit
the
the
post.
pipes. Let's talk about stoned.
Stoned.
Well, stoned is when a goalie makes a great save.
Like when the goalie makes
What do
an
you think of it?
incredible save. You say he got
Now
stoned.
that you're fully versed in hockey talk, I want to see you fire a clapper inside the pipe and show me that save. You got it? This is
So you fire that clapper, you smack that biscuit in between the pipes, or you're going to get stoned by the goalkeeper. So, Jeff, I told you, you didn't have to do all the studying. Now you know everything about hockey. You just learned it all from your boy, old Snoop-a-Loop.
You know, I understand hockey. I just didn't know all the AHL affiliates. That was my big thing. And I
Did
still
you know about the biscuit?
I did know about
The pipes?
I didn't know anything about the pizza though. I watched a lot.
Yeah, I don't know about the pizza. The lip lettuce.
The lip lettuce.
The flow, the hockey hair.
I thought he was going
the
to
mud flap.
See, when he said that, I was thinking, oh my gosh, he's going to talk about the devil's lettuce.
No.
That's what Snoop is known for, is the devil's
It was
lettuce.
all hockey.
All hockey.
Snoop. There's only one thing there's only one thing that Snoop loves the most.
Which was?
Hockey. It's hockey. That's what he loves the most.
Yeah, I don't believe
Especially
that
on a
at
day
all.
like today, all he loves is hockey.
I don't think he's ever. Snoop Dogg, he's got a new gospel album. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's our guy over here. I know. I follow Snoop.
You don't follow Snoop
Oh,
unless he's
yeah.
talking hockey. Having a celly after put the biscuit. What's up, Colton?
Yeah, what now, does he have an album out there? Is it really a gospel album?
Yes. Snoop is on the gospel scene.
He
praising
is?
Jesus and praising God. And it's actually doing really, really, really well.
Stop
Is
it.
he really?
Yes. It's called Bible of Love.
Wait, so Snoop-a-Loop turned his life to hockey and the Lord? Is that what that's what we just learned right now? Snoop loves hockey and Jesus.
Well, I think he might have a couple strippers dancing around him as he's singing his gospel.
No.
And he's lighting up a heater, so I don't know.
That's one of the headlines. Snoop Dogg's new gospel album, Bible of Love, is surprisingly good.
Bibles and biscuits. That's what it's all about now.
Bibles, biscuits, and doobies. That is the life of Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg and a little homage on 420.
Well, I know the Ontario Reign, they got a big game at the Texas Stars tonight. They're dropping the puck at 5 o'clock. They're dropping the biscuit out there. So if there's anything that going on in that game, we're going to bring you live updates in our final hour. But, Jeff, I know you've been sick. The kids have been driving you nuts.
Oh,
you were going to study hockey, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to help you out because I'm the nice, polite guy on the show. I'm going to find old Snoop-a-Loop. He's going to explain hockey to you. So now you're all caught up.
I am caught up. I do know all the teams, though, from all the divisions and everything.
You do?
Oh, yeah. The Atlantic Division, the North Division, the Central, and the Pacific.
All right.
I can tell you. I can give you some names.
All right. Syracuse.
Syracuse is the Crunch.
The Crunch.
Okay.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now.
I can ask you.
All right, let's do it.
Let me quiz you since I've been.
Because listen, Jeff has a laptop in front of him.
No, I don't.
that was real quick.
No, I don't. Okay, Rochester.
The Royals.
Nope. Americans. Toronto.
Toronto doesn't have a team.
Yeah, they do. They're in the North Division. Don't question me. Yes, they are.
The Leafs.
No, the Marlies.
The Marlies.
Okay.
Is that what I said?
No. Utica.
Utica has a team?
Yes, the Comets.
You're making that one.
No.
Are you looking at the American Hockey League?
Of course I am.
Do the West Coast.
All right, here we go. Pacific Division, the Tucson.
Sidewinders. Wranglers.
Roadrunners.
Roadrunners.
Okay.
No. You know, the Roadrunners used to be Phoenix.
Well, they're not
So they
anymore.
must have moved that franchise.
San Jose, that's from your neck of the woods.
The Barracudas?
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, then we're going to go to they're playing these guys, the Texas
Stars.
Okay, we're going to go to the Manitoba
Moose.
The Grand Rapids Griffins.
Yep.
Rockford. Right. The Rockford. Oh, this is a good name.
The Rockford Warthogs.
Ice Hogs. Pretty close.
Oh, I was close.
Pretty good.
Give me that one.
Okay, now this. Okay, Chicago.
Chicago.
Wolf.
Deep Dish.
Wolves. Oh, Deep Dish.
The Deep
I might
Dish.
go Deep Dish after that.
That's a pretty good name, actually. The Chicago Deep Dish.
Hey, okay, here we go. I'm going to just finish it up. Okay, here we go. The Lehigh Valley. Oh, this is
Vipers.
No.
Oh. It's not the Vipers?
No. Lehigh Valley.
Venom.
No. Phantoms.
That's what I meant.
The Charlotte.
Checkers.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
I know the Checkers.
Okay, the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton.
Penguins.
Yeah, Scranton. That's from like The Office?
Yeah.
Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Dwight Schrute and those guys?
Dwight, yeah, your boy Michael.
Right.
Yeah.
I just went through all of them.
Is that it?
That's it. But yeah, I knew them all.
Oh, I know them. You didn't say the Bakersfield Condors.
Because they don't exist anymore. The Bakersfield Condors do not exist.
You're looking at the playoff teams.
No, I'm looking at the entire AHL.
No.
Yeah.
What about the San Diego Gulls?
No.
Jeff, what are you looking at?
What does this look like? I'm going to show this.
Kona, what is he looking at?
I just lost it. Okay, look. What does that say? AHL, right?
Is that just playoffs?
It's AHL. No.
Where's Bakersfield? Where's San Diego?
They're not on there anymore.
San Diego's on there.
They're not.
The Gulls.
They're not.
Yes, they are.
Dude, when was the last time you looked at the AHL?
Like 2 minutes ago.
I got it right here. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, they got the Gulls. Listen to Greg.
Well, then they're not real. They're not playing right now. I mean, they didn't play this year.
We're going to get to the bottom of this in our
better.
break.
I'm telling you right now.
'Cause I'm mad. I went from nice, polite pep, and you're making me mad. I don't want to be the jerky guy on a Friday. I'm trying to go into the weekend with a smile.
How many teams make it? I think I screwed up. Okay, wait a second.
Hold on. Wait. Hit the reset button. Let's figure this out in the break.
I figured it out.
Because, Jeff, when we come back, we're going to talk WNBA, and you're going to lead the conversation. I am going to.
Problems with you people.
I do. I got a lot.
All right.
You are going to
Can I have
about it.
the top 4 teams make the playoffs?
Okay.
Does that make sense in the Calder Cup from each division?
Sure.
All right.
When we come back, we'll talk more AHL. Thanks to Big Snoop-a-Loop for getting us all caught up on hockey and WNBA, because I know you want it. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
How you guys doing today? Coach Ray here from Boost Training. We're here today at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. Today's Boost Training tip is all about strength. And of course, it's very specific to speed. We're talking about the single leg supported low squat. Come check it out. So when it comes to athletic performance, and more specifically speed, it's all about the ability to generate force, all about being nice and strong. Now, running is a single leg motion. So it makes sense that you have to have a great foundation of strength. You gotta have single leg strength. So this exercise really works on that single leg strength here with the deep bend in the hips, the knees, and the ankles. So what Mike is gonna do is gonna have an open hand grip, all right? He's gonna get nice and tight to the rack. He's gonna be doing this, he's gonna have his right foot on the ground. He's gonna flex his left knee, all right? He's gonna lower himself nice and easy. He's gonna tap that left knee on the ground and then come up. Now go ahead and do a couple reps here, Micah. All right, so what we want here is we really want to emphasize pushing that left foot in the ground, that right foot in the ground, and not pulling himself up, which is why we have the open hand grip. And as I mentioned before, really getting that deep bend in the ankles, the knees, and the hips, just as if we were sprinting. So if you're not doing this exercise, you really want to add it to your repertoire because it's a great drill for building speed and generating force. We do it right here at Boost.
back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Spoil, quick quality oil change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass, and Catalana Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Well, the WNBA is launching in the city of Las Vegas. They got a great hockey team out there. They've got WNBA hoops set to start. The man behind it, orchestrating everything, is the great John Maxwell, formerly of UC Riverside, but now he calls Sin City home, and he's building a WNBA team with his bare hands. John, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Pep. G-Man, how are you guys?
We are great, and I'll tell you what, we miss you down here in the old River Slide. Things are going well, but things can't be any better for you because you guys are starting a brand new franchise out in Las Vegas for the WNBA, the Aces. How did all of this start, and how did you, my man, John Maxwell, end up with the Aces?
Well, it started out in San Antonio, where they weren't a particularly good team for the last 3 years, and I can't speak to exactly why they didn't want the franchise anymore, but after last summer, they decided to turn it back in, and MGM Resorts stepped up and said, we would love to have a WNBA team in Las Vegas. I think that same day they also announced, because behind the scenes, Jim Murin and Bill Hornbuckle, the two head honchos of MGM, had been talking with Bill Lambier, who at that time was the head coach of the New York Liberty, about him coming out and being the president of basketball operations and the head coach. As soon as I heard Bill's name was attached, I'd worked with him for a number of years in Detroit. Him and MGM is a combination on the basketball and business side that, as far as I'm concerned, can't possibly not succeed. It's going to work here in Vegas, and I texted Bill immediately and said, I want in. I want a part of that.
Bill Lambier, one of the original bad boys of the Detroit Pistons, but you guys were together with the Detroit Shock, you were saying, right, John? So you guys go way back.
Correct, yeah. I was at the league, working at the league office, NBA, WNBA league office in 2003 and 2004, and that's when Bill initially got hired, and then we had a really good postseason between the Shock and the LA Sparks, who were coached by Michael Cooper. So Cooper and Lambier going up against one another. I got to know Bill pretty well during that stretch, and then worked with them for 3 years in Detroit, picked up a WNBA championship ring while I was there, had a great time, and never really thought the opportunity would come back up again to work with Bill, and certainly didn't think it would be in Las Vegas, but the stars have aligned, and well, we're knocking on the door of the season here. The training camp opens in about 10 days, and we'll be playing real games in a month.
Now, I have one quick question for you, Maxwell. I picture this. When you guys start a franchise and you have Bill Lambier, and I know Rick Mahorn was part of the Detroit Shock days, I picture Bill Lambier and his entire staff, including you. You guys are locked in a room, and if you have disagreements, you guys just start fighting each other.
You know, I think we could all outrun Bill at this point, but I still wouldn't want to try and outfight him. We've got a real good group of assistant coaches here and a support staff that he's brought in. One of the nice things about MGM is that they are completely supportive of this property. If this were a team that had been pulled up in Montana or someplace, they probably would have hired a number of people who were in their first jobs or maybe only been in for a year or two. But he's brought in a ton of veteran talent in terms of the coaching staff and behind the scenes to help this get up and running, because as much as MGM has resources, both financial and manpower, they haven't done basketball before. They haven't owned a team. They've put on tons of events, every boxing and UFC kind of an event you could possibly imagine, but it's a new ball game for them. So we're having to learn the MGM style, and from us, they're learning kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff of how to run a basketball team, because it's unlike anything they've done before.
Now, you mentioned the MGM being the owners and trying to run a new franchise. Are you guys going to play at the MGM Grand? Is that the idea here? You guys are going to play where they have the boxing matches and other venues?
Actually, we're going to be at the Mandalay Bay Event Center. It seats about 10,000 for basketball, and they're putting about $10 million into it. It's never had a scoreboard, a hanging scoreboard from the center. We're putting ribbons around, digital ribbons around it. The suites are all getting redone. New seating. Every single seat has been switched out. Back of house has been completely upgraded. So once again, MGM is completely behind this property. they are investing in it. It isn't just, I know some people have sort of suggested that, well, they're just doing this because they want to get an NBA team and curry favor with the league. And, certainly I think given all the sports that are making their way to Las Vegas now, with the Raiders coming shortly after us, the NBA is probably going to be looking at this as a market at some point. They want the Aces to succeed, and they're putting the resources behind it to make sure it does.
Well, I really hope that it succeeds, and my only thought is I want to see like a Rocky experience. I want to go to a game. I want to see like fireworks in the arena. I want to see dancing girls. I want to see
smoke machines.
I want to see David Blaine appear, make the entire team show up from the locker room, and boom,
if the Blue Man Group does not welcome the team onto the floor, I don't know if I could come out.
Now, is there going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance with these games, being that it is in Las Vegas?
More pomp and circumstance. I think that's what MGM's known for, a little more on the pomp side. But certainly we have access to a number of entertainers. Right now, tentatively, Boyz II Men is scheduled to sing the national anthem at the season opener. And if you guys have been up for any VGK games, they have set the bar tremendously high, not just on the ice, where, for crying out loud, they're now 4-1, the co-favorites to win the Stanley Cup as an expansion team.
Yep.
But their presentation in arena, if you haven't seen it, I know it's a little expensive, but if you can make it up, you need to get up here and see it. I don't think it's like anything else I've ever seen. They use the entire ice during timeouts as an actual sort of video projection board. It's really impressive. And, of course, during timeouts, you'll have Cirque du Soleil dancers, all those kind of things. We definitely have a lot to draw from in Las Vegas in that regard. So that's the goal, by the first couple of games in the season, to have everything up and running and impress some people with the entertainment off the court as well as on the court.
Talking with John Maxwell of the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA, formerly of UC Riverside. John, if I could have one thing on my wish list, I wanted to see, where they bring the trampoline out and you run, you jump off the trampoline, you dunk the basketball. I want to see Celine Dion do that. If we get Celine Dion out there off the trampoline, like at halftime.
That would be sweet.
Well, as long as she does it in heels. I don't think it's all that impressive if she just does it in running shoes. We've seen that before. If somebody can do it in 6-inch stilettos without actually popping the trampoline.
That's impressive.
Now, John, since it's a brand new franchise, did you bring players over from San Antonio? And then I know this, you got the number one player in the draft in Aja Wilson. How did this all come about, and how did the team come together so quickly in Las Vegas?
Yeah, we did get the only thing that came, quite frankly, was the players on the roster. As I mentioned, they hadn't been particularly successful. They've had some high draft picks, though, the past couple of years. So there's a really good young nucleus there. Some names people may have heard of: Mariah Jefferson, point guard. She only won 4 national championships at UConn, which is pretty much the most you can possibly win. So she's on the team. You've got Kelsey Plum, who set the NCAA Division I scoring record at Washington, and she was on the all-rookie team last year. Kayla McBride went to Notre Dame, and she's been our leading scorer the past 4 years. So a lot of good talent on the perimeter. We hit up a lot of veteran post players in free agency, and then, of course, Aja Wilson from South Carolina, consensus player of the year, 2017 champion, and tournament most outstanding player. She's a 6'5" forward who actually has skills to have the ball out on the perimeter, dribble the ball, and drive to the basket, so she's going to be a nightmare for teams. It's a good young nucleus. We're still probably a year away or two from championship caliber. Bill's going to tweak the roster quite a bit over the next few years, but a solid nucleus there that we're going to build on.
Well, I had a chance to really work with Kelsey Plum for 2 weeks down in San Diego 2 years ago. I worked with part of the SDSU staff, a couple players. She is one of the finest players, one of the best shooters I've ever seen in my life. Hardest working young lady I've ever seen. And if she's in the program, it can only come. You guys can only get better because she is a phenomenal player. Like you said, one of the best scorers in college basketball history.
Yeah, she really is. No matter how good you are at the college level, you still really need to step up your game and always improve once you get to the pros, because everybody who guarded you at the collegiate level isn't the caliber of player that you're going to see at the WNBA. So you've got to come up with new ways to get your shot off, particularly if you are a scorer. If you're used to having a lot of room to get that shot off, it's not going to be there in the WNBA where everyone has somebody who can lock down on you. So Bill's looking forward to getting the team in. He's chomping at the bit more than anybody having had to deal with a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff and getting the franchise up and running. He wants to get on the basketball court and start to get everybody, all those pieces moving together. So he'll be happier than anybody once April 29th rolls around for training camp. And then May 27th is our home opener at Mandalay Bay Event Center.
So they're going to be the headliner. Forget the Blue Man Group. Forget Celine Dion. Forget about who else? David
Chris
Blaine,
Angel.
Chris Angel. Forget about them all. It's going to be the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA. John, if we want to go see them, how do we get our hands on some tickets?
Well, right now you've got mostly season ticket options still available, LasVegasAces.com. You can purchase single-game tickets to that home opener. And I think over the next week or two, all the single-game tickets are going to go on sale. But just go to the website, LasVegasAces.com. Come on and visit us. And for those of you who know me or can get a hold of me, I get 20% discounts on all the properties at a lot of the restaurants and hotels. So come take advantage of that. We look forward to hosting folks from the IE. I know we've got a lot of Inland Empire folks who make the trip up to Las Vegas. And, of course, you've got Billings, who's out in Atlanta, who was a UCLA grad, but a Riverside product. So hopefully folks will come up and see her when Atlanta comes to town.
John, you are the best. And every time I go into Vegas, every place I go into, I'm going to be like, John Maxwell. Give me the John Maxwell special.
You know, it is a little surreal because given some of the places I've been able to go with just this little MGM card that I carry around to buzz me in. Just today I was in Jim Urin and Bill Hornbuckle's office, and these are two of the most powerful people in Las Vegas, and I'm wandering around their offices picking some stuff up from them, and they're incredibly down-to-earth people. You would kind of expect for owners of a franchise to be a little standoffish, but we've gotten congratulatory emails from both of those guys plenty of times throughout the course of the building of this franchise. So can't say enough nice things about the folks at MGM. They've been wonderful to us so far. Hopefully we will reward them with a budding young dynasty here over the next couple of years.
Well, we are going to be closely following the Las Vegas Aces. We'll be talking about their game. So, John, make sure you send us D's notes after every single game.
I will get you these notes and these notes as much as I can, sir.
You're the best. That's John Maxwell of the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA and a dear, dear friend of the show. Thank you, John.
My pleasure, guys. Go Highlanders.
Hey,
Thanks, John.
There you go. Ours up. Ours up. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we got a rain update. We got a Cal Baptist baseball update, taking on #1 APU again. We're going to get them today. NBA playoff scores and more Major League Baseball action. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We got Jeff Gorham over there in the corner. He is the Bob Ross of the show. I watch a lot of PBS. Remember I told you that?
Yes.
We watch a lot of PBS
Yes.
in our house, in the Fernandez house. And Bob Ross, the old Bob Ross episodes are still on PBS where he's painting up a storm. I mean, he's over there with that blank canvas and the paint, and he's whipping it all around.
Oh, wonderful. I can make these trees, and I can make these flowers, and I can make
Jeff,
these
you do
mountains.
it. You do it with your words.
I'm a wordsmith.
Yeah. Bob Ross uses paint as his instrument. You use your words.
Yeah,
you just paint pictures.
You know, I kind of consider myself like an iron worker, a guy that what do you call those guys that a blacksmith?
Yeah.
I'm just hammering words,
shaping, contorting, creating.
Oh man, I was tell you what, if they were horseshoes in this place with words, I would be making the best horseshoes. I would make the best swords. Man, I'm telling you, I am a wordsmith. I was going to mention old Maxwell to say hello to my old buddy Oscar Goodman.
Who's that?
What do you mean, who's that?
Oscar Goodman?
Yeah, you don't know who Oscar Goodman is?
Does he have a show on the Las Vegas Strip?
He was the Las Vegas Strip. He was the longtime
Blue Man Group.
No, he's a dear friend of mine, longtime mayor of Sin City.
He was the mayor?
The mayor, and his wife Carolyn.
In
is
some
now,
circles,
he's the mayor. Jeff is the mayor. So yes, Carolyn Goodman is now the mayor. His wife, but Oscar was a longtime attorney for a lot of, well, let's say, the underbelly side of Las Vegas. A lot of the old gangsters. He was the attorney.
Kind of mob kind of stuff, like a group of Rams?
Yeah, a group of Rams. He was the mob attorney when Vegas was in its heyday. Oscar Goodman. I had a chance to have
like
dinner.
a Rat Pack kind of era?
He was very good friends with Frank Sinatra. I had a steak with Oscar Goodman a couple times in Las Vegas and he enjoyed my company, I should say.
He got to meet Gabe Gorham.
He got to meet Gabe. We shared. In fact, I will say this. I had a couple of very nice martinis with him, and I think I made him laugh almost where he peed a little bit.
You made him laugh that much?
I made him laugh that much. I went to watch a couple lounge groups with him.
So how did dinner even happen? Like, how did you guys connect?
I had a couple friends who were pretty high-powered guys in Las Vegas, and I went out there. I did, and Pep knows that I did, and got to spend some time with old Oscar Goodman, and I remember him say we weren't sitting next to each other early in the night. We were having dinner, and I was kind of far away from him. And of course,
by the end of the night, you almost had him pee in his pants.
I think a little bit of pee might have came out because I made him laugh so hard. We ended up sitting together, and I was whispering in his ear, and I was thinking I didn't know who knew who he was. He was the mayor at the time.
Powerful.
I went to the plaza in downtown with him. We hung around. We walked around. People were going, "Hey there, mayor," and I was like, "Hello." They're like, "He's not talking to you."
The other mayor.
They were talking about Oscar Goodman.
Because in some circles in Riverside.
Yeah, is that up on the website yet? Is what I want to know.
Oh, I don't know. You can check that out.
I will check it out. But yes, I wanted to mention that to old Maxwell. If he needed a friend, my guy Oscar Goodman, the old mayor.
Because you have friends in low places.
Lots of friends in low places.
Does Garth have a show in Vegas now?
Oh, I'm sure he shows up. I mean, who?
But
doesn't
I thought
play
he had
Vegas?
a show on the Strip. I thought he was somewhere with like old Celine Dion. Is Britney there? Britney Spears?
Britney's not there anymore.
She used to be though, right?
She is not. You know who took her place? Is that
I have no idea.
Gwen Stefani.
No.
Yeah,
Is that real?
Yeah, Gwen Stefani.
No doubt.
No doubt. But it's not no doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
She kicked the guys out.
She kicked them right the hell out.
But Garth Brooks, he was at the Win.
The Win.
It was called Garth at the Win.
Okay, I always have this
right.
thing about Vegas. That's the last thing I'll say about Vegas.
Okay, Bob.
You know, when
Bob Ross.
I'm always worried that I'm always worried I'm going to have a heart attack.
Why?
Because I'm overweight and I'm getting older in age.
Okay.
And when I go to Vegas, I like to live hard. I live real hard when I go to Vegas. And I always tell my buddies, if I die in a really crappy hotel, like if I'm if I stay in a crappy hotel,
some seedy, shady, backwoods Vegas hotel, motel.
You jam my body into somebody's suitcase, take me over to like the Wynn, Caesar's Palace, something really fancy, and then unload my body in the lobby and say I died there. Because I always worry about that.
You really thought this out.
You're damn
just in
right.
Case.
Oh, I live hard, my friend. I drink hard. I live hard. I go hard.
The same guy's saying, you know what? I think we've only got 2 gallons of milk left at home. I'm going to have to go by the store. We always have at least 3. I need more milk.
Yeah.
We're talking about Gabe.
Yes, Gabe.
His alter ego.
Yeah,
Gabe Gorham.
When I'm in Vegas, though, don't ever let me die in some crappy hotel.
Now I know. I didn't know that, so now I know. So if we go to Vegas and we're hanging out in some seedy little shady place,
if I die,
you die,
jam me in a bag.
Before I call anyone, before I call Carla or the authorities or anybody,
and you keep it to yourself forever.
I'm gonna bag you up. I'm going to take you to the fanciest place I can get you to.
And drop me off there.
And drop you off. I'll drop you off mid-court at the Aces game.
And say, oh, he's dead. He died right here. But you got to keep it. You got to go to your grave that I didn't die in some seedy place.
No.
All right. As long as you do that, we're good. Okay, good.
You want a rain update? Because you look like you want a rain update.
Of course I do.
Right now, we're in the first period. The Ontario Reign and the Texas Stars in the first round of the Calder Cup playoffs. No score in the Lone Star State. Meanwhile, Cal Baptist University baseball on the road at the #1 team in the nation, Azusa Pacific, and their biggest rival in the world. Right now, in the second inning, we are all tied at 2 apiece. And guess what?
What?
Guess who led off the game with another double?
Feliz Navigado.
Luke Navigado did it again. He doubled to start the game. He got the party started. Then he came around and he scored, and he got CBU on the board first, just like he did last night. But they lost 17-4 last night. So tonight, it's going to be different. I can feel it.
Yes.
It's tied at 2 in the second inning. The Lancers are on the move.
They're going to win it. Little Gary Adcock.
They need to. What was the line?
It was something.
Bottom line, we'll be back. Write it down. We'll be back.
The pocket general will lead them to victory.
Jeff.
The little pocket general. When I used to hang around with Gary Adcock, and I would wear like my nice shirts, and they have a little pocket in the front. I would put little.
You put him in there.
I'd slide little Gary Adcock into my chest pocket, and he'd whisper in my ear when we go places. Little Gary Adcock, like Jiminy. Yeah, Gary Adcock is Jiminy Cricket. He is my moral compass. Is Gary Adcock.
Hey, breaking news.
More breaking news.
CBU with a home run. Ryan Williams, the pride of Redlands East Valley. He's a Rev guy, and he just went deep at APU.
Nice.
He does not care, not even a little bit, that they're the #1 team in the nation. He goes to their place. He walks in their front door, and he hits a bomb. It's tied at 2, second inning, and here comes CBU.
Hey, we got an update with the Cleveland Cavaliers, if you'd want to know.
Sure.
The Cavs are up 11 in the third. It's just starting, though, 59-48. The top performers tonight, LeBron James, 15 points, 9
Kevin
rebounds.
Love's playing.
Yeah, he's playing. But he's playing with
but he's hurt.
He has a torn ligament in his left thumb. So yes. But then Bojan Bogdanovic is 13 points, 2 rebounds to lead the Indiana Pacers. The Raptors and Wizards have started there in the first quarter, 19-14. We took a little trip along the mighty Mississippi. No, that's not right. You know that song? You remember that song?
No.
In 1814, we took a little trip down the mighty Mississippi.
Sounds like the Beverly Hillbillies. No, I don't know that song.
All right, that's how he learned. Schoolhouse Rock, my friend. Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, I know. I love Schoolhouse Rock.
There you go.
Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Hey, as much as I like Victor Oladipo and Ike Anigbogu in the Pacers, the more I see this series playing out with Cleveland, I think LeBron and the Cavaliers, I think they're going to move on.
LeBron and the James?
The
LeBron and the James are
basically that's the whole team, right?
He is the only guy.
But don't you see, like, I wanted Indiana to rise to the occasion and give LeBron a battle, maybe even beat those guys in the first round, but it's a long series. But right now, the more I see it, I'm like, I think LeBron's going to advance.
Well, it could be a long series, and that's what you want if you don't want Cleveland to go to the finals. You want Cleveland to go 7-7-7 to go to the finals, and they're going to be exhausted by the time they play that Western Conference champion, my Warriors, or my Houston Rockets.
What I wanted, I think we talked about this.
Okay.
I would love to see Steph Curry 100% for Golden State.
Yes.
And I would love to see Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward back with Boston 100%. Like, that would be an amazing NBA Finals to have Boston 100% healthy, have Golden State 100% healthy, and see them meet in the finals. That would be ideal. But Curry's not back. It might be like another week before we even see him on the court. Boston Stars, they're not coming back. I feel like this is almost like a watered-down NBA playoffs. That's why I feel like Houston might have that open door to make a serious run at the title.
Well, just because you look at the Western Conference and you think any team in the Western Conference playoffs right now is better than any team that comes out of the East.
Yeah.
Any team. I would put Portland. I would put Utah. I would put
the Pelicans.
The Pelicans. I would put them all against Cleveland and think that they could beat them.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more score updates. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
I don't like locked doors around here. They make me crazy and shit. alone.
What's up? What's up?
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Oh, we've got a score in Texas. I'm so fired up.
We do.
The Ontario Reigns skating against the... We got a big score. Skating against the Texas Stars, first round of the Calder Cup playoffs, Game 2. They dropped the first one last night in overtime, but the Reign, they strike first. Ontario on top of Texas by a score of 1-0 in the first period, Jeff. So rest assured, the Reign is back.
They better win. I've been following them for years. I have children that I've named after the players. Vladimir.
Alexander Bolduc.
Oh, he's great.
I don't think he played.
Great guys.
You know what? I got a lot of pet peeves.
You don't have pet peeves.
Yeah, a lot of things bother me.
You get a lot of peeves. Okay, give me your things that bother you.
So I'm really trying to hold it together and finish out this show strong on a Friday for the Inland Empire. We do this for the IE because we love the IE. We live here. We work here. We raise our families here. We love the IE, right?
We are 14 hours and 45 minutes into this week.
We're almost. This is it.
We got to finish strong.
This is like the bottom of the ninth. You've already got one guy out. You're almost there. You're almost heading back into the clubhouse with a win.
Dude, we've been working doubleheader now.
But here's the problem.
Okay.
So we're in the iHeart Studios. Very big, luxurious. It's iHeart Media. They gave us a huge studio just for the Inland Sports Show. We decorated it. It looks wonderful. They turned the air conditioner on.
The air just came on.
It's like a meat locker in here. I could hang slabs of meat off the roof, and it would be fine. Nice and cool in here.
The air is on.
They treat us like kings, right?
Yes, they do.
But I go into the break room, and someone's heating up fish.
What?
It reeks. That's one of my pet peeves is like when you try to heat up fish in the microwave and the whole place just stinks.
Dude.
Isn't that a no-no? Is that like a social norm? Like, don't heat up fish in the company microwave.
I am a big germaphobe.
Was that yours, Greg?
Were you eating fish?
No, Greg doesn't eat fish.
He
eats pizza.
It's 420 for gosh sakes. He's eating pizza, Cheetos, and
candy bars.
And candy bars all night long. He's going to be so happy. He's going to be his gut is going to be so full. Our guy, Greg.
During the Quakes game.
Yeah.
He's going to be hanging out, eating pizza, listening to old Skoggy Skog call the game.
He's going to be kicking a hacky sack in between innings.
Pre-game 650.
He's going to be he smells like patchouli oil.
That's right.
I'm telling you, man, he's wearing a knit cap.
Well, I was skipping down the hallway feeling good on a Friday. I feel like, you know what, Jeff and Greg, we really put in a good week of work. Like, I really feel proud about the Inland Sports Show this week.
And then you smell.
And then
fish.
I went in there. I'm like, what the heck?
It was a big. You know what they were heating up in there?
No.
Bluegill. Just straight bluegill.
Did you noodle that thing?
No. Bluegill though, they'll cut your hand up really good. I am a big noodler, and we're trying really, really hard to get Hannah on.
Hannah Barron.
Hannah Barron is gonna. We're trying.
Maybe we can take this clip. Just take this isolated clip and send it to her and be like, listen, no joke. The Inland Sports Show is a very big deal, very important in the Inland Empire. We're talking about you because we love noodling.
And we're going to Lake Tawaconee on the Goodies Marina. And
for the big competition.
That is the national championship. And she's going to be there. Hannah Barron's going to be there. I'm going to be there. A couple of my other cronies are going to be there. Josh Whitbeck, he's a longtime noodler. He's from Arkansas. He's got big arms, big meaty arms. He's had some injuries in the last couple of years, but he's coming on
the
strong.
Price you pay.
Yeah. And then we got little Jake Norman. Jake Norman, he's a stud. He's the youngest of the noodlers. He's only 11, but he can get into small places. We just got to make sure we tie a rope to him because he goes deep underwater. Sometimes they don't come up because those big fish will outweigh him. We got to pull him up with a rope.
Hey, guess what? The Reign scored again.
No!
We are headed to the intermission after the first period. Ontario is on top by a score of 2-0 on Texas. That's what you get. You beat us in overtime. We come back because we're mad, and we're going to score a couple of goals on you.
That's good. The Cauldron Cup.
Calder.
Well, they have
It's not a witch's brew. There's no spider legs.
Fingernails, lunch pails, rotten eggs too. Stir them in my witch's brew. I got magic Alakazam, a kazoo, ooh, ooh, the cauldron cup. That's what the song is. You didn't know that?
No.
I always knew that. Fingernails, lunch pails, rotten eggs, too. That's what you stir in your witch's brew.
No idea.
You didn't know that?
No,
It's
why would I know
420,
that?
man. You're supposed to know these things. No. Peace. It's over.
Rain up 2-zip after one period. CBU and number 1 APU on the baseball diamond. They're tied at 2 in the third inning. NBA playoff scores. Cleveland's still up. LeBron James coming on strong, it looks like.
Only up 8, though. Still in the third, early in the third. 67-59. Indiana making a little bit of a run here. Toronto up 9 as well. Oh, I'm sorry. They're down 1.
They're losing.
Down 1. 32-31 to Washington, as the Raptors are looking to could possibly get beat by old John Wall and Beasley.
I had a Wizard shirt back in the day.
You did?
Actually.
Well, yeah, I had a Bullet shirt. I wouldn't wear that Wizard crap.
I had
Washington Wizards.
my
Wizards.
My Wizard shirt.
Hello, I'm a wizard.
It was the Kansas City Wizards. It was
What?
MLS. It
MLS?
said the Wiz.
Oh, the Wiz.
Kansas City
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. Do you remember the Wiz? I'm the Wiz. The Wiz. The Wiz. You don't remember the Wiz?
No, what are you talking about?
Seinfeld. The Wiz.
No.
You remember the Wiz? Come on.
I must have missed that episode.
Oh, the last segment, we're going to find the Wiz, and you're going to know the Wiz. The Wiz is the greatest, one of the best Seinfeld episodes.
Of all time?
Oh, no, one of the best of all time.
I got to find that one.
I'm the Wiz.
But I had a Chris Webber Washington Bullets poster.
Okay, thank you.
And Chris Webber wearing number 2, palming the moon. I forget what it said, but he was palming the moon. And Chris Webber, that was still the Bullets. I think it was, let's see, he went Golden State to Washington to Sacramento and then back to Golden State.
Are you sure he wasn't holding the ball under his arm and doing a timeout?
No, he wasn't.
Are you sure he wasn't?
No.
Are you sure?
No, I'm pretty positive.
Oh.
You guys are awful.
Yeah.
You guys are wrong. I hope you all have a bad weekend. No. I hope you have a bad weekend. I hope you have a bad... Kono's okay. I hope you have a bad weekend. No, he was palming the moon, Washington Bullet style, man.
Yes,
man, those were the days.
That's the closest he ever got to a championship. It eluded him. He was so close until he called timeout. Timeout!
You guys are awful.
All right.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to wrap things up here. We got the Kook, Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball, in about 1 hour from, actually right about now, Mike Lindskog, old Skoggy Skog, the Skog dog, will take to the air.
Skogginator, making copies.
Do you think he hates us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And I want to make it a point that he...
But we love him.
I love it.
We wouldn't give him a nickname if we didn't love him.
I listened to him driving home, and I'm going to listen to today.
He's so professional. His voice sounds like, hello, friends. We're out here at the baseball game.
We're going to go.
Strike one.
I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. I'm going to take over this. Just a half an inning. I want to take over that show, and I want to... we got to have like some sort of anger. We got to have him on the show every week, but we got to have some anger between us.
Some tension?
Friction, a little tension.
You want some tension?
I love tension.
It's almost like a reality show, like the
Road
Kardashians
Worlds
or something.
Road Rules.
Do they still have that?
I don't know. I didn't watch that.
Or what
crap.
was the other one? Real World. Yeah, there it is.
I didn't watch that either. That was for... No.
One of these...
Hey, I like the situation. Hey, look at that.
Listen, the Quakes don't play till like 7 o'clock, 7:05 every night. So one of these days, we'll get Lindskog in here like at 3 o'clock, like the first hour. He's got plenty of time. What's he got to do? He's all ready for the games. He does lots of homework. He's fine.
See, we'll
bring him in here.
I haven't seen a picture of him, but I picture him as an old, grizzled man. Like a guy with a cigar hanging out of it. Like he's like kind of like a Brockmeyer guy.
Yeah.
No? Brockman? No. Brockmeyer. I picture him, yeah. Like a...
He was on Dan Patrick today.
Brockmeyer was?
Oh, you got to watch it.
I love the show.
It was pretty funny.
The show is very dark, but it's a great show.
All right, when we come back, we're going to wrap things up. We'll get you all set for Quakes baseball. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Cal Baptist does not care that APU is number 1 in the country. Andrew Bash has just hit a 2-run jack. It's 4-2 Lancers. That's what's up. Are you okay, Jeff? Are you already done?
I'm out, Jerry. I'm done.
Jeff's got 1 foot out the door.
I am done. I've given it my all. We are now at
It's been a long week.
14 hours, 57 minutes. We've been busting our humps. We got 3 minutes. I'm out.
It has been a long week. And it's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Listen, do yourself a favor. Spoil yourself. Spoil your car, more importantly. Go to Spoiled for that oil change and new wiper blades. Why not? Kin Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. So the next time you need a baseball mitt or a helmet, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
No, Kin Sporting Goods.
And Ken.
And then Kins.
Did you say wiper blade?
Yes.
It's almost summer, buddy.
Did you see those dark clouds? It rained last night.
Hey,
where do you live?
The dark
do you live in IE?
The dark clouds only follow you.
Ken Sporting Goods. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Twitter. They have a strength and speed class. In fact, they got classes like every single night of the week. With that strength and speed class, you go to one of those, you're going to be like the superstar on your team. We guarantee it. That's Coach Ray Bass and Boost Performance Training out there in Corona. BoostTrainingSystems.com is the website. And finally, Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, trade, and finance all in the same spot. They make it so easy for you. The special this week is that 2017 GMC Yukon. It's practically brand new, but you better hustle because Jeff Gorham wants it too.
Now.
He might buy it. Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Rancho Cucamonga hosting Lake Elsinore. Pregame starts at 6:50 with the voice of the Quakes, Mike Lindskog. As for us, we'll see you on Monday, 3 o'clock. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.